Looks like we got a new friend! Looks like we got a new friend!
You have been subscribed for 3 months, and as such, I give you this new diploma to be used as a badge in chat. Well done!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Mouse Guard. This week will be the finale. Oh. Oh.
No.
No. Bad times.
No, it's not.
No, no. Just keep playing for Christmas. It'll be fine. So, first of all, my things. I've put the chat window somewhere. There it is. That's not my chat window. Hang on. I haven't popped up my chat window. I'll be right back. Cool.
Nailed it.
Yep. Pro streamer finale. Nailed it. Here are my social links. Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Sorry if you've been chatting to me and I've been ignoring you. I had a different person's chat window open. I had the chat window still open from the last raid. My bad. Discord for the community. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you into a game. We're about halfway full on our 40 games through Christmas. So send me a DM and I'll get you a game. Also YouTube, where you can catch up on this show and all the other shows. We also have a Patreon, check that out for free articles. Rene released a new article over the weekend, and also some exclusive content too. We also have merchandise, depending on where you are in the country. Redbubble currently has a 30% sale on today for Cyber Monday. I think if you're in Pacific, you might still have a couple of hours to take advantage of it. 30 cyber is the code, and that is site-wide, not just my merch, all merch. 30 cyber, so check it out. What else have we got? We've got sponsors. Check out Bird and the Storm Publishing. They make great stuff and they have awesome merch. And also check out Mage Hand Press, who've made a Dark Matter space expansion for 5e, which is a lot of fun. Lastly, we have a tweet for our Mises today. Every 10 retweets gets us a randomly assigned fate point.
That's all the stuff.
Awesome.
Don't
So
let us die in the cold and the snow.
Yeah. Fate points have saved our lives numerous times.
Oh, yeah.
that's a very true story.
Saved my lives.
Yeah.
Eric, why don't I hand over to you? Oh, hi.
Hey.
Maustro.
Hey. Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Eric Vulgaris and all the social media stuff. And this is my last stream before I go to PAX Unplugged, where I'm going to spend 2 days playing Dragon Heist in a friend's basement.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like what?
That is literally my my 16-year-old dream. Just gonna order pizza and Chinese and just never leave this basement and play through the whole adventure, and then is actually PAX Unplugged. So I'm super excited. This is just a super awesome week for me. I get to start it off with one of my favorite games, Mouse Guard, with you all fine folks, and then then I'm doing that. So if you're at PAX Unplugged this weekend, don't be afraid to say hi.
I'm so jealous.
I know, me too. I have FOMO.
Yeah.
So many people are going. I think Bub's going as well.
So many people.
Say hi to him.
Like, I think like pretty much the whole of my community is going without me.
It's an incredible convention.
Yeah.
It's probably better than Gen Con. But it depends what you're going to a convention for.
Okay. Cool, so why don't we say hello to the players? Oh, hi, Maggie.
Hi. I don't know when I'm supposed to stay here. I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me in all the places as Margaret Crone. Today, though, I'm going to be playing Little Timmy, who is a pygmy brown mouse. He's adorable. He's missing one of his ears. He's got splotches of fur that look like they've been burned away. And he wears like this oversized gray cloak that looks like it was probably belonged to someone else before. And we're in the middle of a journey. So I'm excited to see if he survives it.
Yeah.
Thus far, we've been all right. We've been doing it.
As the added peril of a finale is the chance of TPK increases dramatically.
Oh no.
Lastly, hey Eris, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm Eris, and I'm going to be playing Eddie, who is a young and slightly naive gray mouse in a yellow cloak, who is overwhelmed right now because everything is going poorly. But it'll hopefully be okay.
Oh boy. And I'm playing Brandon, who is probably a fairly old mouse. He's close to retirement. He's probably about 2 days away. Yeah, he's a stubborn old goat. Bald mouse, black cloak. Feeling the cold a fair amount. Yeah, we got lost in a tunnel.
Yeah. Speaking of which, who wants to do the previously on?
I wish I could, but I can't.
Hang on a second, let me bring up my...
So one of you all needs to do it. Who has the most nature missing and also conditions?
I think we all got tired for failing a thing last week, like.
We
We
did.
did.
That's
I'm
all
hungry, and thirsty, and tired, and I'm at 1 out of 5 nature.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
If we're gonna go for the meta decision, I'd say you should do it anyway, just so you can get rid of that hungry and thirsty, so...
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, so the last time on Mouse Guard, we were sent on a mission to bring some vital supplies to the town of Dorigifts, where we have been before, and it went kind of poorly. And worst of all, we had been assigned to this task not just with, but under our enemies, the Dawnflower Patrol. who are also Mouse Guard, but they don't like us very much because they blame us for somebody who died, even though it's not our fault.
Their patrol leader.
Yeah, their patrol leader died,
We tried to tell him, don't fight the crazy snake, but no.
Nobody listened to us, and he died, and it's our fault, clearly. So they don't like us very much. We don't like them very much, but they're our bosses for this mission. Oh no! And they went ahead of us, and we are following up with another caravan of grain to bring to Dorigifts, and we got attacked by some, I think it was blue jays. And we managed to fend the blue jays off, but just barely. And then it started snowing, and now we're stuck. We got lost in this tunnel, Dark Heather tunnel.
I wouldn't say you got lost yet. That's
We're
where
not lost.
We're in it.
Timmy was
We're
like,
in it.
hey, we can take this route and it will protect us from the snow that's falling down, and it should be faster.
Yeah, exactly.
So we decided to do that, and now we're in this scary dark tunnel, a little worse for wear, and having been just attacked by some blue jays, and now it's snowing.
Right. And it is the player's turn, because this is kind of like a two-parter from the last session, because we had two conflicts that kind of took up most of the time, and because of that, some of our team also accrued some extra checks. So I think we have a total of 7 checks among everybody. 3 for Brandon, 3 on Timmy, and 1 on Eris. And you have to finish the mission from here with your checks.
Yeah, so you can get rid of hungry and thirsty, but not tired. No, we're all still tired.
Right.
Unfortunately, which makes sense. We've been trucking along.
Yeah.
Maybe you got some water. You took some of that snow and you clumped it up and it melted, and now you drink it.
So it's dark, damp, but otherwise pretty like a natural burrow in this part of the Dark Heather. It's not a or at least there's no sign of weasels or anything like that in this area.
Okay.
I'm not.
So one of you is going to have to probably lead this caravan of these grain carts through here, if you want to complete your mission.
I want to check out the tunnel and see if there's signs of any creatures around that may have made it. Like the last tunnel we were in, there was a great big snake in it, so I'm a bit tunnel cautious.
Very prudent. Go ahead and let's do opposing scouts here. So you describe for us what it looks like when you look ahead. So this is like dark, right? So like you can't really rely on your eyes as much as you want to. So what does Brendan do for helping him what senses does he rely on? Like what does it look like?
Yeah, okay, so he probably would have grabbed the lantern off the car if there was one, but
there's one.
Even with that shedding the dim light, he's more the picture of a cautious old mouse than anything else, sort of shakily looking around and having a good old sniff, heading up to the walls and running his hands along it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scout roll, right?
Yeah, we're doing a scout test here.
So I have 2 in scout. How many dice are you rolling?
I'll definitely help you.
I am rolling 4 dice.
Okay.
Can I use my... So what is your goal? Are you just trying to find paths? A safe path?
No, I'm
Looking for
worried for our
danger.
safety.
Yeah. There's no pathfinding here. This is just you looking ahead, looking for signs of any dangerous activity.
You could say I'm instinctively trying to figure out if we're in danger.
Yeah.
So we open the second volume here, right? You enter your comic book store. You just got this. You flip open after the cover, and the first page is Brandon grabbing the soil and having a lantern, looking around, looking for signs of danger here. So let's go ahead and do this first test.
Can I use my hunter skill to help with this? As I've like I've used
Absolutely.
tracking for skill, like tracking animals and stuff like that to help him.
Yep,
Cool.
absolutely.
You get 1+1 from me.
Thank you. And
I would
you
also-
also get a failure reroll from Michael Wayne for Little Timmy.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Those have been super helpful. All of mine have like exploded, and I've been able to like reroll. Like one time, like I needed it to do 3 rerolls, and it did. I was like, "What? This is crazy."
Yeah, definitely min-maxing giving the rerolls to
Yeah.
Maggie. So that gives me
Absolutely.
3 dice.
Yep.
Is it-
Yes, can I use Pathfinder? Like, or no, because we're scouting. I mean, I have Scout. Can I help with
Yeah,
Scout?
scouting. Totally. You're just out there looking around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't a too many cooks situation. I mean, it's a tunnel and it kind of branches here and there. There's enough for everyone to individually look around.
Yeah, we could like bounce ideas off each other. Like, look at these markings.
Yeah.
Our
exactly.
goal is right, like to get the packages safely to Dorigift, right? And then at least that's one of the main goals. And then I know my goal is to like set things right with Dawnflowers. Does anyone else have like another goal?
Mine was merely to keep the relationship no worse with the Dawnflower.
Oh yeah, you don't want me to mess it up. Okay.
Mine was like just the main goal of helping Dorigift. So,
Which was to get the stuff there. Okay.
yeah.
As long as we accomplish that, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So 4 dice versus 4 dice. I feel confident. I know. I've seen you roll dice, Eric.
Don't say that. Now you're jinxing it.
1 success.
Oh, you are so lucky, dude.
Like,
You are so lucky.
you can't make this up. Nah, it's just classic Eric dice. I either roll 1 success or I roll 6 successes.
But like last time you did decent,
I did.
which was weird for you.
Yeah, that's a abnormality. It's an anomaly to my normal dice situation. Hey,
Oh,
barely,
and you
barely.
like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just
dude.
barely, yes.
But it's still success.
That'll do.
Mhm.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yep. You see signs of several sets of footprints. The first set, that's much older, are mice footprints. But
Ooh.
more recently, was with the telltale signs of. I think you all. I don't. I'm trying to wonder who exactly it is would find it, but it's absolutely weasel prints. Fresh.
Oh, I have Weasel Wise.
So maybe I point out these markings and you identify them.
Yeah, you actually see Timmy like have a moment of. You just see him kind of like go white, that kind of thing.
In fact, because you have weasel wise, I'll give you this even more.
Ooh,
It's not just the size of the weasel footprint that means something to you, it's the shape of the shoe. You know that these are armed like soldier weasels, right? Like based on the boots, right? Like this is a military boot.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, you see Timmy, his
What's on your
little fur that is already probably patchy and brown, almost like stand up on end, and he poofs a little bit, and you see him shiver. And he's like, "I know these prints.
You're right there, Timmy.
Maybe we shouldn't take the tunnels after all. These are weasels, but not just any weasels. These are soldiers. Patrolmen weasels.
I'm gonna get down real close and like try and see if I can figure out how long they've been there. Do they smell like Timmy?
"Oh yeah, Timmy's stanky."
Yes, it's much more fresh than the mouse tracks.
You're like smelling the mouse tracks, and then it leads up to Timmy.
I'll also give it to you that it based on your knowledge and expertise, the weasel tracks are absolutely like following those mouse tracks, right?
Oh
Like based
The
on the time.
Dawnflowers are ahead of us, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they
Okay.
didn't go this way. They were able to make it to Dorigifts, or ostensibly make it to Dorigifts.
So these are other mouse tracks.
Yep, these are other mouse tracks.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think we can just go back the other way, Timmy. We're miles from the scent border. We gotta
He
find
just
out.
takes like. Oh, go ahead. Finish your sentence.
Oh, we gotta find out what are they doing here? How we can, if there's a lot of them, at least we need to find something to report back.
Timmy like does a big gulp. And then he like you see him kind of like get himself back into the thing. He pulls up his cloak over his head and he's like,
All right then. Push forward.
and he pulls out his weasel knives and he's like, now he's on full alert now that he's seen these footprints. Before he was just like, we're walking down the tunnel. Now he's like, no, I'm scared. Timmy's like trying to be brave and cautious.
Yeah. All right then. So the question here is, because it's the player's turn, someone has to spend a check here, and I'm curious how the next check is going to be spent. Are we going to be investigating these tracks, or are we going to do this mission? Get this grain to Dorigift.
Timmy would be. I think he'd want us to like pursue to bring the grain to Dorigifts as quickly as possible, especially if there's weasels around.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have a RP about that.
Yeah, it's probably more Brandon who wants to find out where these weasels are and what business they've got.
Yeah, we can just like RP it and see
Yeah.
where we end up going.
If there's weasels this far inland, we need to find out how many of them and where they're holding up.
I kind of look back at the carts that we have, and I'm like,
I don't think we should be going off on a side quest. I mean, look at all of the grain that we need to get back to Dorigrift. If we don't get this grain there, well, it's more than just us who are going to be worried about the winter. Maybe we can come back.
Yeah, we know that they are now, but it's going to be difficult going after them when we have these carts. And if we leave them, we might lose the grain, and then we'll be in big trouble.
I didn't even think of that, but that's even worse.
What about the winter, Timmy? Does the winter hold up weasels like it does us mice?
Not as easily, but yes. They do try to stay indoors as well. But it seems like, well, I do see them go out. So maybe not as much.
Alright, look, when we leave this cave, we need to figure out exactly where we are so that we can come back and check it out after. But okay, we can take the grain.
Timmy nods and looks for something that we can like put as an indication here, like a ribbon or something like that. I don't know if we have anything like that on us.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
You could totally tie a stick, like something, some kind of like stick or something like that, with maybe like a bit of your cloak, or I don't know, maybe like a piece of leather or something from the cart. But the question here is, how are you going to find this once you're in Dorigift? Are you going to like leave a trail? Because leaving a random stake in the ground in the middle of a tunnel in a cave complex as you're going to Dorigifts, you're not going to be able to find it from the surface. You have to go back underground and
Not
hopefully
only
mark
that.
it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, look at these tracks. You see the way they're following the mouse tracks? Well, if we go and take all this grain back to Dorigift, what's to say we're not to lead an army of weasels back to Dorigift?
Yeah.
Maybe we should at least scout out and see how many there are.
You're totally
We
leaving
cover our
tracks. yourselves.
tracks.
Yeah, you're totally leaving tracks yourselves.
I did take that big leaf. Timmy takes that big leaf and like ties it to a stick and goes behind, like goes to the end of the line and is like, look, I can do this. And he kind of like motions or he doesn't say like I can. He's like,
One of us could make sure that they can't follow us on the trail.
Timmy might not be the best person to do that, but it's an idea. But we probably have to spend one of our turns on that.
Turn?
Yeah, a check on that.
Okay. We're
Would
gonna...
that be laborer?
don't think you have to. I would just
Okay.
make. Well, I'll put it to you all. I offer this bargain to you.
Mhm.
You can cover
Oh,
your
boy.
trail and make it to Dorigift, but the Pathfinder test to get there will be much more difficult because of that. Right? Or not much more, but just one obstacle higher than what it should be, because you're taking your time, you are covering up your tracks. Alternatively, it would be an easier test, but it will burn one of your checks to do it yourself.
We do have a bunch of extra checks.
Yeah.
I'm worried they're gonna go real fast, but okay. Yeah, okay. What was spend a check and make it easier?
Probably right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this would be Hunter, right? Because you're kind of like setting a reverse trap. You're like, don't want to get trapped.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I imagine this is either I think this is Hunter.
I could do it then, because Hunter. I have 3 in Hunter.
I have a free and hunter too.
But maybe we should do the Pathfinder test first.
Okay.
I only say that because the difficulty test of, I think, you know what I mean? Like, why would you like? If this is going
Is
to
the
cover
Are
up
We in Danger roll one of our checks?
the Are We in Danger? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that was one of our checks. Okay.
We spent 1 check so far. Was scouting ahead for danger, and you found out there is danger.
Okay, so pathfinding first.
Yeah, I think it would logically make more sense to do we should carry forward to Dorigift, because that's the plan, because we're not going to go after the mice yet. And then after that, see how good you covered up your tracks. Rather than covering up your tracks first, because like, how does covering up your tracks work if you haven't made any progress?
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. Yeah. But I guess you see Timmy's like showing you, Brandon, that like we could do this.
It's
You think
happening.
that could work?
I think that's a damn good idea. Would you know which way Dorigift is anyhow?
I mean,
I thought we had a map, but I don't know if we did. I don't remember now.
I don't think you do.
No, we didn't. When I fell down here, I lost sense of which direction anyway is. Without the sun, I don't know.
well, I'm used to being down in the tunnels. I could figure out where the path is, maybe. I don't know if I've been in this one before, though.
That sounds like a good start.
He hands you like the stick with the leaf on it.
Yeah.
And he kind of trots back up to the front, I guess.
Cool. So I think we
yeah.
see like that sort of like set. There's like 3 different branching paths, right? And they all kind of have marks and things going to them. And it's one of those things where this test is going to be your best guess.
Okay.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
I'm just kidding. It's not how I'm doing it. Let's see. Ooh, thank you for the raid. Mini terrain.
Yeah, welcome everybody.
Thanks, guys. Welcome, Jake. V. You guys.
All right,
Just realized I was gonna sit
so
and read every single name out. I was like, maybe I should stop.
this is going to be Pathfinder. I'm not like the best at Pathfinder, but I think I will get some extra bonuses because. So we've got Pathfinder, which I have
Very-
2,
yeah.
Dark
Very
Heather
difficult.
Wise, and Tunnel Wise.
All those things would be perfect right now.
I don't think Weasel Wise makes sense because we're trying to like avoid the weasels, but
I mean, you could totally use Weasel Wise that way. Being like, want to make sure we
True.
avoid the weasels.
Know how to avoid them.
yeah,
All those things seem very good right now. This is a very difficult test.
yeah.
Mhm.
Brave, because he's trying to be brave. I mean, that's gonna make the most sense. I can only use 1 trait, right?
Yep.
Okay.
1 trait positively or negatively.
Maybe natural bearings makes more sense for this one, specifically because I'm looking for I'm using my knowledge of tunnels. Okay. So I'll probably
Absolutely.
use that.
Okay.
And I think that's all I really have.
Wow.
So
Well, the
I think-
obstacle you're trying to beat is a 5.
Okay. So I'm going to be rolling 6. Does anyone else want to help me?
I can help with either. I've got Pathfinder, Scout, Survivalist. I can try and help out.
I also have all of those things, and Weather Watcher. I don't know if that'll help.
Yeah, I've got Weather Watcher as well. I just wasn't sure if it would be as useful in a tunnel.
Welcome to
Oh,
the
that's good.
academy. Please
Yeah, Weather Watcher will not help you in a tunnel.
But I do Pathfinder, Scout, and Survivalist.
Yeah, Pathfinder and Scouting would also help.
Okay.
Relevant Wise will also help.
I don't know if they have wises that make sense. It's kind of like my wise never helped them really. Like,
My wise made sense. It's just not useful.
yeah. Okay. So just, am I getting one from each of you? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're rolling 6?
No, I'm not rolling. This is a flat obstacle.
Oh, it's flat 6 obs.
Yeah. So it's low. It's more difficult. You can't rely on Eric's luck here.
Oh no.
No, this is just your Dead Reckoning pathfinding skills against
My dead reckoning. You start something with the word dead in it, and that's horrifying.
It's a naval term. It's fine.
I know. Yeah, Timmy like pulls out like a little thing of food that he has left over, and he kind of like puts it in his mouth and eats nervously because he's like a nervous eater. And he's just like eating it and looking at all the directions and then sniffing the ground and moving away like stuff on the trail. And I matched it. What does that mean?
Matched it. It means you pass. You succeed. You hit the
Jimmy's
obstacle.
like nervously eating, and he's like a bunch of breadcrumbs fall down, and he's like,
I think this is the way we should go.
not completely sure, but he's like, yeah.
That's outstanding. There's definitely moments. Here's a question for the group, right? So we see the scene, right? And one of the panels in the comic book. It's sort of, we've been traveling for a little while here, and it's getting precarious. You know, you're taking that little like narrow little ledge down, and you can clearly see it goes deep, like 30 feet down in the dark. You see like a big old root under there, and in the darkness shining by, and you know the wagon's barely wide enough to fit on this ledge, right? And it's a very precarious situation. Is there any moment any of you lose doubt in Timmy's pathfinding skills or not?
Don't think it's a matter of doubting. It's the best chance we got.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We gotta do
I feel
something.
like Eddie's like, Timmy seems competent. I have no idea what's going on.
I mean,
Cool.
even if he's
Yeah.
not sure, he still knows better than either of us. He's been with
Right.
the weasels before, Eddie.
Yeah. Well, the beetles that are
Meanwhile,
following
Timmy's in the front with what's the bee's name again?
Really?
Really?
Millie. Yeah, I was like, I keep wanting to call her Molly for some reason. Millie, and he's like petting Millie, and he's like,
I really hope we're going the right way, Millie.
like everyone else is like, Timmy's done this before, he's fine. And then up in front, like scouting ahead, Timmy's like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing.
well, in the perfect moment, you know, you crest the corner, and you can kind of see that beginning ray of light. In fact, you can feel that cold, chill, wintry air coming from above. You have made it through.
Timmy's heart, just he's like so happy, and then he runs forward towards the light. So you kind of like see him like running a little bit, but happily.
Yeah. Which is awesome because when you get out of here, you could see you go out of one good thing.
His
into
nose
a
out of
bad.
the hole, looks around.
It doesn't take you very long to realize there's definitely Dorigift nearby, and Dorigift is not doing well at all. Smoke is coming from several of the buildings.
What?
We've also hit 10 retweets.
Oh, well, happy day. Let's do
Happy day. It's a happy day.
Scrat your 1, Margaret's 2, Eris is 3. Eris.
She's like the magnet for that.
Yep.
I love
Enjoy
it.
it, Eddie.
Yeah, Timmy peeks his head out and looks around, And he like smells the air, and then he like smells that there's smoke, and then it like his nose just like whoop, goes that way, and he's like, oh no. So he has a moment of happiness and a moment where his heart sinks again, and he peeks back down and he runs back to the rest, and he's like,
Well, I found the way out, but I think something's wrong. There's fire and smoke coming from Dorigift. We need to hurry.
You can definitely hear the sounds of combat, like fighting, sword against sword. You can hear the sounds of mice, like it barking. Like you can hear the sounds of mouse.
never mind. Timmy's running back towards everybody. He's like,
There's a fight going on. Someone's on. Dorigift is under attack. We need to hurry.
yeah, we're just like,
Just running.
Do you think it was the weasels?
I don't know.
What?
Could I smell the weasels?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
smell like weasels.
Okay.
But then again, most of it smells like smoke right now.
Yeah.
The
I don't
closer-
know. I couldn't smell weasels, but I also could really only smell the smoke. It was overwhelming.
Don't get me wrong. The last time we were there, the way things were stacked and filed, it could have just been a candle going over in her office. It sets the whole village ablaze. But I'm still nervous about them weasels we found in the tunnels.
I understand, but we need to go. Hurry, hurry, hurry!
And then, so he's like trying to help everyone out of the tunnel. Like,
Mhm.
go.
Sure. Yeah, so you arrive in Dorigift, and Dorigift looks like you're at the end, like the tail end of what looked to be like a riot. Buildings have been kind of broken into, smashed, and you pass the first building, then that kind of gives you that sense as you're running into town. You see the crowd's been around. You find it's the stables that's on fire here, or excuse me, not the stables. I misspoke. The apiary that's on fire.
No.
That was
The
the only good thing.
organized place in the whole town.
It's on
No.
fire, and and in front of the door is the mouse guard, who are like keeping people back from trying to get into the apiary. It's the Dawnflowers.
Thank
The
you.
4 of them.
Thank you to Mini
Some
Train.
people are like,
Wait, are they trying to stop the fire, or are they causing?
no, they're not causing it. They're just preventing anybody from letting it go out.
What? Okay.
That's weird.
All right.
Thanks, Mini Train, for that donation. Maggie, you get another reroll.
Yay.
Hey,
I guess if we see that, we're gonna run over to them and I guess talk to them first.
sure.
They're cool with that. So I think Timmy's like, just like, he rushes forward and he's like,
What's going on here? Why are you putting out that fire?
Yeah. So the whole town is kind of around this place right now, right? And so you kind of like part the crowd to get up.
well, I don't have to, I just go underneath everyone's
Oh,
legs.
yeah. You just you pop up.
And
And
I'm
I
like-
think, yeah. And I think the Dawnflowers are very surprised to see you. Because I guess you probably rushed ahead from the grain carts, right?
Yeah.
Right. They're surprised, but then they're kind of skeptical. And I think the first thing they say to you is, "Good, will you help us?"
We'll help you. Help you what?
He's like looking around and he's like,
Why aren't you putting out the fire?
And you then, I think there's a moment you hear a scream inside.
There's someone inside.
Aye. And they look at you, and it's I'm gonna make sure I get the name right. Oh yeah, it's nothing we can do here. It's entirely their own darn fault. The head of the Dawnflower says, Larkin is a traitor.
Memory, was Larkin the mayor's son, the mayoress's son?
No. Larkin is the handyman of the town.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, everyone needs a Larkin. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, Timmy's just like,
Please,
What?
please help me.
Larkin has been helping everybody in this town.
and he like looks
Yeah.
kind of back at people, and he like starts recalling like things that people had mentioned to him before, and like looks back at which Dawnflower person is this? Is this
Fowler.
Aaron or Eda? Eda.
It could be Ada.
Okay.
Let's do Ada. Yeah.
Ada or Ada?
Ada. Let's do
I don't
Ada.
know how you
Yeah.
pronounce it.
Whichever way. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then he looks back at her. Basically, he wants to know like
Guard.
what happened.
Yeah. It's like I don't have proof, but they've been consorting with the weasels. I know it.
If you have no proof, you can't subject someone to death. This isn't right.
No trial, no prosecution.
I have it on witness testimony, but I can't prove it to anyone. So I need your help to help. Like they need your help to like help call this place. But yeah, they can't really like provide the proof for why. So do you trust the Dawnflowers here, or do you, or what? Or are you going to demand to try to go save this person?
I think Timmy. I think Timmy doesn't have enough information to like go either way right now. But I think he's like,
Yeah,
he's like,
it's deliberately like a not enough.
yeah. And I think Timmy's just like,
We as the guard offer all that we have to protect the sanctity of our species. We can't justify something like this without proof. He deserves a trial at least. No mouse deserves to be burned alive.
And the town's getting riled up again as you're like arguing for their points.
Mhm.
And Ida's like, enough. No, you don't understand. This person is a fugitive, and for all we know, they've lit their own fire and they cursed themselves burning this apiary.
Hang on a minute.
That doesn't sound like somebody who wants to be in a fire.
Even if they are a traitor, be better to have them and question them, wouldn't it, than let them die?
They might have important information too. If they are a traitor, that would help us against the weasels.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're trying to convince them, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm persuading. So.
I can help with manipulator. I'm trying to manipulate this so that I'm not going against them, but convincing them that keeping that person alive is in their interests.
Okay. So, let's see. Manipulator, or you're giving me manipulator. Are you helping at all, Eddie?
Yes.
None of my wises is gonna help me here. I think because I'm trying to be a leader, that makes sense for this one.
Oh yeah, using leadership positively. Yeah.
If I can help with orator, then I can help. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything useful. But I don't think that's useful either.
You could use it to calm the crowd so things don't get out of hand.
Yeah.
That's true.
Totally.
Yeah,
Can I
maybe
do
like
that?
calm down, like while
Like
me,
while you're arguing that,
Brandon and me are like arguing, you're like, hey everyone, calm down, we'll come to a conclusion type of thing. Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna
Totally.
try and help.
Yeah,
That's
a
cool.
great use. Yeah.
So it's +3.
This is a versus test
Okay.
against
How
5.
many dice are you getting?
5.
Okay. Let's try it. You ready?
Ready? Oh,
Oh.
once
Nice.
again, by a whisker.
By a whisker. Just one little whisker.
Yeah, nice. All right.
Timmy, actually, what happens is, Timmy's like, as he sees Eddie trying to like calm people down, he kind of like gets close to Ada, and kind of like, he's small, so he's like, he tries to like get up to like whisper in her ear, and he's like,
Maybe we should discuss this privately. and come to a conclusion without rallying people.
And he kind of like pulls her aside a little bit, and with Brandon and Taryn, I'm guessing if that's with her, if they're with her, is like,
Look, we should do the right thing here. And like Brandon said, maybe they might have information for us, especially if there's weasels. We saw some tracks back in the tunnel. I think there are other mice as well. There's more going on here than we might think. And we're with you. We want to help you, but we also... You can't burn someone alive. What will the people think of the Mouse Guard?
Don't get me wrong, if they are a traitor, then it'd be good to have them dead, but sometimes you need that information. We strive for no less than to serve the greatest good.
Timmy like nods, and he's kind of looking up at the two of them to see what they say.
They're doing that thing where, like, you know, they're like grabbing their nose, they're kind of like having that headache thing of like that conscience is, they're scratching their conscience there, and like, well, if what you say is true, is fine, but I'm not going in there and getting them. But
Fair enough.
Won't stand in your way.
And Timmy's just like, fair enough. And he looks at Brandon and he's like, he's like, kind of like wide-eyed, like, what do we do now?
Well, we convinced him to let us go save him. Now we go save him, Timmy.
Yeah, that's kind of like the look he gave. He didn't ask you, what do we do now? He just kind of like looks at you.
Oh,
like you're the older one. Like you know what to do next.
I guess I just start marching towards the door then.
Okay. Timmy will follow to help you. Whew.
Don't suppose you happen to be fire-wise, do you, Timmy?
Nope.
As you,
Timmy
open-
Timmy pulls up his long cloak and you just see all these splashes of like burns on him. And he's like,
Nope.
Are you gonna be okay in here, Timmy?
I don't know.
If you want to stay outside, you can.
I'll do what I can to help.
That's very brave. Yeah, in we go.
Okay.
we're gonna try to get Larkin because everyone needs a Larkin.
Everyone needs a Larkin.
I think someone made fan art of Larkin. I think Larkin's the only one who has fan art.
The only fan art we've ever gotten was of Larkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a good mouse.
They are good mouse.
Okay. What does it look like as we go in at trying to find Larkin?
Oh
Are
god.
you gonna try to do anything to help you? Like,
I think
It's
Timmy's
all
probably like
supplies
taking
and
some of the dirt and sand and like trying to put it on the fire to like give us like a path to help kind of call the storm and like path towards the voice.
Were there like villagers trying to put it out? Like, did anybody have buckets of water or anything?
They wouldn't
Yeah.
let anybody though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
could
but they
we
had-
be like, hey, give me that bucket?
totally.
We're going in?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I was asking. Yeah. That
Okay.
makes perfect sense.
I'll draw my
Yeah.
cloak around me as much as I can, get the leather all over me.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna have to try to find them here in the building, right?
Okay.
And that's gonna be kind of like, in my head, that's the most important thing, is finding them. You can hear the cries being like, "I'm up here." So like they're obviously on like the second level. The fire is mostly up on the second level, but like it's like coming. So it's like it started at the top and it's coming down.
Okay. So it's gonna be like pathfinding or scouting or something like that.
It would be probably scouting because you're trying to find the hidden thing.
Okay. Are you gonna be doing that on with Brandon?
I can do. I've got 2 in scout.
Whoever's leading. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like you were.
Yeah, I'll lead them. So I've got 2 in scout. Any assists?
Timmy's definitely helping. Maybe actually, since you're scouting, Timmy's like trying to find a path where like there's not as much fire, or that like we can put the fire out. Like,
Oh, we can try to go that way. But be careful. I think that looks a little fragile over there.
And I'm just like listening for the voice and trying to head towards it as much as possible. No, we need to go that way a little bit, Timmy. That's right, exactly near that fragile thing you pointed out. So that's
3
I think
dice?
Eddie, you were helping by like trying to get people to put the fire out, right?
Yeah, like we're going. I grabbed a bucket of water and then I was like trying to convince the townspeople, like, well, now that they're not stopping you, start throwing buckets on this fire. But give me that one.
Okay.
Cool.
Love it.
So that'd be 4 then, yeah? What am I rolling against?
You're rolling against the fire. The fire's rolling 5 dice.
Oh boy.
Do you have any persona you can
I've
add?
got some persona, but I've also got some traits. I've got tough. I think braving a fire is a fairly tough thing to do.
Heck yeah, man.
I mean, if you want to chalk up your cloak or some of that water, like as supplies for the test.
Yeah, I think I'll do that as well, definitely. I was thinking getting something on it, maybe like just cake myself in snow a bit even. Just try and help out.
You could always dip the cloak in the water so it was wet.
Yeah, definitely. So that'd be 6 dice. And then I'll probably tap some of that personality as well. I'll take 1 personality dice. That's 7 dice.
Cool.
Pretty good probability. 3. That was yours. Fire.
I permit you to burn.
Gotta beat a 3.
I'm just gonna go for 7 and ignore everything else.
Oh my gosh,
died.
we are barely
So,
existing.
yeah. So you don't pass. So you don't beat me on a versus test when we tie. Only on a fixed obstacle.
You could re-roll, or no? You could. Do you have any?
Well, you have
You
2
could
6.
fate to re-roll 1 failure.
Yeah.
Or if you have a wise, that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
You could re-roll all failures.
I was looking at my test. My bad. Yeah. So you're brave the fire test. You got no 6s, but you got 3 successes, which means you have 4 failures. Do you have any fate here?
I have fate,
that
but I don't have
wise.
I don't have like Insectress. That doesn't. We decided in previous episodes that doesn't count for apiaries, right?
No, because that'd be apiarist.
Yeah. So I don't have an applicable wise. So I guess it's just a roll off, right?
Yeah, we lose.
Yep, we go to the roll off. Because you're dealing with a fire here. Well, actually, it's escaping. So nature or health are the 2 I would let you choose from.
I'll take health out of the 2.
Okay.
I have 4 dice in health.
He just tanks
Makes
it,
sense.
tanking through it. His cloak. That makes sense.
Well, got 2 successes.
Oh man, Eric's getting
Average.
them 6s. It's coming out. Nice. Oh, my
Almost
heart was like, oh no, I don't
So-
want Larkin to burn to death. That's horrible.
So it's literally, it's like it's quite literally those classic movie moments where like you find
the
Larkin.
path, and then he
like,
goes the direction of
unconscious.
where that
Yeah.
log fell down. Yeah.
Exactly, and like as soon as you grab him, like the part collapses, right?
like,
It's like a
"Oh."
whole thing as you like how they drag him away, and yeah, you all outside with Seals just like the burning apiary, and then we see like the door open, and like you see the 4 of you now like kind of like pile or just fall out of the door, just gasping, coughing, but otherwise okay. Yeah, Larkin will be fine.
How does the apiary look? Is it going to have to burn down, or does it look like they're going to be able to put it out?
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna burn down.
It's gone. Eddie's a little
Dunzo.
sad, but also really glad she didn't leave her queen here. Woo.
I guess that is the bright side of it.
She's not gonna say that out loud though.
If we want to
Yeah.
Secretly thinking that.
we want to distract these people. I mean, this place is going to burn down. We only need a few people to control the fire, make sure it doesn't spread. We could distract them by getting them storing that grain we brought along.
So it is an important thing.
I mean, you mean using a point to try to stop the burning down of the apiary. If we spend a player turn to try to like make it not burn down as much, will that help? Or is it like lost cause?
What would success look like here? Like stopping it from being burned down or making it easier to be rebuilt? Like what does your success here want to look like?
Both of those things? Stopping the fire so that it's easier to rebuild it.
Brandon wouldn't care too much about that. He's more worried about it spreading.
Yeah, spreading. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
that
it's
elsewhere.
right. No, it won't. Let's say it. It's not in a position to really spread. Like the apiary is kind of in its own little nice spot of the town, and I think the guard have done enough to make sure. So like while they were letting it burn, it wasn't going to affect the rest of the town.
But if we spend a turn, we can stop it from. We can make it easier to rebuild it.
Totally, that makes sense.
Okay. Does someone want to?
This would be a gigantic laborer test.
Yeah. I mean, you proposed it, Scrat. Would you want to like how many points? Do you just have one turn left?
Yeah.
Alternatively, scientists.
I think we only have 3 player turns left.
I don't think Brandon would be that up for actually spending a check on it. He just wanted to make sure the rest of the town was safe.
I mean, we've done what we needed to in regards to we brought the grain to Dorigifts. Now it's, we could totally spend a point to do that if we wanted. But if we want to save our turns to go help the other mice that are in the tunnel,
yeah. Well, either way, I'd quite like to tie up this Larkin and give him a good questioning. I don't take a accusation from the guard lightly.
I kind of feel like without us interfering, the villagers would be motivated to prevent their village from burning down.
Oh, he already said the village is not going to burn down. He just said spend a point to make it so the apiary doesn't burn down anymore. But if we're not concerned about that, then we can move on to the next thing, which is if you want to question the dude. Yeah, I think Timmy would totally be down with tying him up for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's question the guy, because if the apiary is beyond saving, I imagine the bees probably flew off.
Yeah, they have absolutely flew off.
Okay, yeah, I guess we get Larkin out, and then we kind of tie him up and stuff, and we're like,
all right, well, where should we take him for questioning?
and kind of look over at the Dawnflowers, since it seems like they were the ones who were kind of in control here anyway. That's who we were supposed to be answering to. Gwendolyn
they seem to know a little bit about what's up. They didn't tell us anything.
Yeah, and Gwendolyn told us that they were our contact here, so.
And also the grain's down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Timmy's asking the Dawnflowers that.
Sure, but what do you want out of it?
What do I want out of what? We're asking where can we put him to, where should we take him for questioning?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking if you wanted to get them to question them for you or something. Okay. Yeah.
It was more of they were in control here, so he's just asking them what's the next step.
You take him to Doris's office.
Okay.
That's probably the best place. You take him to the inn as well. Either of those is fine.
The inn will probably
is that what they say to us? Because Timmy's just asking at Ida or at Ida.
Oh, yeah, in character.
He was saying in character. He was like,
well, where should we take him for questioning?
Yeah. Well, the safest place would probably be Doris's office.
All right. We'll follow you.
Very well. And they're gonna try to spearhead a little space around the crowd, right? Move along, nothing to see here.
Okay. I mean, we follow, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Timmy, don't go. I know we don't like him too much, but just stay real. Stay friendly with him. Stay friendly.
Yeah.
Of course. Gwendolyn told us that we're under their orders, so.
All right.
You get here, and Doris is there. But Doris is once again being like, "Oh dear, how's it going, everybody?" It's. Oh, what happened to Larkin?
Doris, did you have any idea what was going on in your town just a moment ago?
Well, I mean, we were getting a grain shipment, and then there was like some sort of snowfall, and it seemed like a fire.
All right.
But you kind, generous mouse guarder here. What do I have to worry? You're all. I have the best.
He's
of
just
the best
shaking
here
his head like and
in my
looking around
foyer.
at the junk.
Yeah.
I tried to fix this place up. I did.
And Anna's kind of just, smashing her head, being like, "Ma'am, we need to question Larkin. Specifically, they need to question Larkin." They gesture to you, and Doris looks at you all and goes like, "Oh!" And he looks at little Timmy. He's like, "Jimmy, it's you! Hey, little Jimmy!"
Timmy, it's Timmy. The name's Timmy.
Oh, so sorry, Timmy. Come here, and give me a hug.
He's like, okay.
Oh, do any of you all want some tea?
Maybe now isn't the time.
I will take some tea.
Oh, good. I got a pot, still hot. And she'll get some tea as you guys want to question Larkin.
I guess Timmy is kind of gonna motion the others towards the Dawnflowers and kind of do a little huddle with them and be like,
So before we go questioning them, what do you know?
There's been strange tidings coming out of Darkwater, Port Sumac, that some nefarious types up there have been communicating with someone down here. Someone named the Weasel.
We were just up at Port Sumac not so long ago. We heard about them.
You heard of the Weasel?
Yeah, what was he called, Timmy? The Weasel Prince or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Or like
Okay.
the Pale Prince or something like that. But why would they be hearing things down here from that?
no. Real quick, I need to ask you guys, just check in real quick. Are you intentionally doing that, or is this a misremembering thing? The Weasel Prince's Revenge was the name of the ghost of the place like a couple weeks ago. But I'm talking about the Sumac one. Remember when you escorted the prisoner
Oh yeah.
all those weeks ago? With a pamphlet saying the mouse guard, do we need them?
Yeah, I might be misremembering.
yeah, misremembering, I think.
Yeah. They were working for someone named the Weasel.
I don't know if we ever got that information.
No,
We know-
You convinced.
I think it was an
the-
offhand.
I know we had the Raven and that kind of situation that was happening in Port Sumac.
Yeah.
The only reference to Weasel I have is the Weasel Prince from week 7, which was in Appleloft.
Oh yeah. Well, I
But
think
he
it's in my
did tell
notes,
us.
but maybe we
he
never
did
got to it.
convince
Oh,
him
never
to
mind.
tell us-
Vega confessed of working with a crime lord called the Weasel. You're right.
Oh, see. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
No, I'm no longer exonerated. Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah. I take pretty good notes, so I'm like,
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
but we didn't get any other information regarding that.
Yeah, they weren't know. They don't know. And until now, you hear some more information. Is what they say. They say, been following a lead about who the Weasel could be. And they look over at Larkin.
Who is the one that we put in Hammond, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we could send word to Hammond and see if they know anything. That would... We've got their ear.
And the shutters blow from the wind and the snow. And they're like, ain't no mail getting there in time for winter. It's too
Yeah,
far.
Timmy goes and closes the window and he's like, and he turns around and looks at them and he's like,
Yeah, you're probably right.
and he like bundles up in his huge cloak even more.
So, we believe Larkin is the weasel.
Really?
But he seems so nice.
And he helped the town so much. But I guess if I was going to be undercover, that would be the best disguise, right?
And he kind of looks kind of at everybody.
Well, I guess questioning is in order. Really? You want us to question them? I thought after the last time we all met, that you would want to do it yourselves.
We would rather have had him burn. From his
Sounds
own
a little
foolishness.
extreme.
He's the one. Another one steps forward and goes, he was the one who started the fire.
Well, that's a good place to start the questioning, I think.
I think so too.
Sure. Yeah. So do you want them there or not?
I don't see why not. I don't think Timmy would be opposed to them being there. Like,
I
we're all
feel-
mouse guard together, so.
Yeah, same.
That's true, but I feel like Eddie would kind of be like, I don't know, they wanted this guy to burn alive. Do we really want them here?
But they thought they were doing it for the right reasons.
We won't argue that, or Eddie won't argue that much with Timmy. And like, just stating my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, good, because the Dawnflowers would insist that they're here for the information. But they agree that they begrudgingly agree to let you lead the investigation.
All right.
All right.
Well, let's
Who
start.
wants to question them?
Whatever time goes on, Larkin wakes up, right? What is it? Recognizes, recognizance. Is that a thing? Is that what's going on after you kind of wake up? They're okay enough to talk to him, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what's the meaning of this? It's
Oh.
pretty weak, but
Who's going to do the actual question? Who's going to lead on that?
You can go ahead if you want to. Scrap.
Well,
Eddie would be the worst person to question someone.
Eddie's like, I don't want to do it.
Excuse me.
we're just taking some precautions, Larkin. Now, I came in late to all of this. So you tell me, how did that fire start in the apiary?
you won't believe me if I told you.
You'd be surprised.
Like,
You were
it's over.
real helpful to us the last time we were in town. You've got some good graces in my book. I'll listen to you at least.
We didn't pull you out of that fire for nothing.
It was a bee, all right. A bee hit the smoke candle. He's lying to you.
B had a smoke candle.
Yeah, apiaries have burned smoke. Get the bees to do stuff and got kicked over by a bee. Went in there to fix
I feel like at this point, Eddie would be like, but the bees wouldn't come anywhere close to the candle. That's the whole point.
Yeah, Timmy's like furrowing his little mouse whisker brows.
You've seen the state of this town. We're not too organized, and you know that there's a lie because the apiary is well organized one run here.
Well, it turns out you're right, Larkin. If you're gonna lie to me, I'm not gonna believe you.
And we know that the apiary is the most organized building in this place.
And Timmy looks around at the chaos that's in the room that he's currently in.
Like for everyone else in their mind's eye, imagine just stacks and stacks of papers, unorganized, unfiled, half-eaten sandwich on a plate on top of one of them.
More
Timmy
papers on
tried to
top.
clean it up before.
Yeah, just
I thought it was funny that she was so happy to see you because she was so pissed the last time.
I know, because she wanted me to leave her place. I think because she already forgot.
She doesn't.
'cause
She
she's
doesn't
crazy and she's
remember.
old,
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the best. I'm so glad you picked up on that because
Yeah. That's why Timmy was like, I don't know.
yeah, that's so good. Right. Yeah. So she brings over tea for everybody. Right. By the way, as this is happening.
Awkward silence.
Very awkward silence. So
This could get real bad for you, Larkin. Real bad. These guards here, they were willing to let you burn. They were saying that you're involved with some sort of crimes.
yeah, he looks at you and he's like, "You should have let me burn."
Well, that's an interesting change of pace considering you were crying out for help.
Well, I'm a mouse. What do you expect? He looks at you and goes, "I might have a big heart, but when you're facing down the flames, it's tougher."
So why are you lying to me about how the fire started? Did you start it?
You know, his eyes dart. No, I didn't start it. That's a moment of truth that you get out of him. Like, he truly didn't start it.
Alright. So who are you protecting?
Who really started the fire?
If someone just made a simple mistake, that's fine. I'm sure they won't get in nearly so much trouble as if we find out that there's been a lot of lies around the whole thing.
He just like shakes his head, saying, "I can't tell you."
Look, buddy, you're being accused of more than just starting a fire.
Oh, I know what I'm accused of.
Well, what is that?
He doesn't know what he's actually accused of. Thieving, probably. Whatever else you got trumped up on me.
No,
I
a
can
lot worse than that. They think you're a traitor. A traitor to the mice.
Word is you've been working with weasels.
And you know what happens to mice that do that?
Yeah, you see him like bite his teeth, right? Like he holds his tongue when you make those proclamations. Well, if that's what they got, so be it. But let it fall on my head. Clearly, he's willing to take the rap for someone
Who
else.
was Larkin going on a date with? Because Larkin couldn't meet with me because he was going on a date with someone.
It's true.
And I didn't take notes on it. I took notes that he was going on a date, but I don't think I found out who his date was. I think I asked him and he wouldn't tell me.
It's true.
Because he said he didn't kiss and tell.
It's true.
But I know that. So Timmy's going to be like,
Is it... Are you protecting someone because you're in a relationship with them? I remember the last time I talked to you, Larkin. The people in this town only had good things to say about you. And I remember you didn't have time for me because, well, you had a date with someone. Is that who you're protecting?
He smiles like for like a microsecond, right?
Look, we might be able to help protect them too.
No, it's too late for that. It's far too late for that.
Why? It's never too late to do the right thing. Winter's coming soon, and there's more at stake than just your life. Every mice.
Even if you don't care about yourself, we know you care something for Dorigift.
I'm thinking about what he would actually give away in this moment. I think he's probably like tearing up and sniveling a little bit. He's like, everything I've done has been for Dorigift.
I kind of look at Brandon and I like nod, and then I look back at him and I'm like,
We know. People only had good things to say about you. Before whatever happened here. How much could happen in just a few months?
He just says like a whole lifetime.
Well,
There's dark times coming.
what? Timmy's thinking, is like, what? He's kind of like darting his eyes to everybody else when he says that.
Larkin, if anyone's gonna be able to help you, it's the Mouse Guard. I think it's about time you opened up to us. Especially if there's dark times coming, that's the whole reason we exist.
I mean, it's even in our oath. We do these deeds, never put a lone mouse above the needs of all of the mice, or the desires of oneself. There's more here than just one mouse. Or even two.
And he kind of like looks at.
Yeah.
Or even free.
Ooh.
He hisses at you a little bit, like, "Shh, don't tell me about guard duty and everything you do." He has a bone. You can tell the way he's been acting that he kind of has a bone to pick with the guard,
Okay.
which was obviously not present the last time you talked to him.
What did the mouse guard do to you? Look, I'm just telling you, we're the ones who pulled you out of the fire. We're the ones who are trying to clear your name and fix whatever's going on here and protect the people in this town.
Protect us. All you do is let us on our own, and then you fix up problems. Why can't you stop problems in the first place? Why couldn't you have stopped that squirrel?
No mouse can be everywhere at all times. Not even the mouse guard. And anyways, lots of people don't want us to be. So we do what we can.
Don't you remember the last time we were here? We tried to help out the town. You all pushed us out.
Aye, we just need you for protection, not to run everything. Feel the power get to your heads.
Look, I don't want to run anything. That's not my strength.
The only reason we're even here right now is to deliver grain because of that squirrel. And even if we can't prevent a problem, at the very least we can help when something happens. And you know, we just got attacked by blue jays on the way here too, trying to bring grain to you.
And the people of Dorigift thank you for it. But that's about as far as the courtesy goes. So you're gonna arrest me or what?
I think you're already arrested.
He looks at him when he's sitting there.
Tied up, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, is he tied up? Okay.
I thought so.
The way you're talking, I think it's only right we arrest you, Larkin.
I'm interested in to know what happened to you. It's like you've been radicalized. You gonna give anything away?
He just like looks out the window. You reckon the snow's gonna stop soon? Trying to change the subject. Trying to avoid answering your question.
I'm gonna like, if I can, say quite under my breath to Timmy because he's facing away. If Eddie's nobody up here, this is bad, real bad. Larkin's like this. The rest of the town were already against us when we were here last time.
I think we're gonna have to do more than just talk to him to get answers.
Do you remind you of that prisoner we took up north? Way he's
Timmy
talking.
like nods.
Me too. I don't know what to do with him now. He's not gonna give us anything.
We've tried good cop. Maybe it's time to be bad.
Well, you take the lead on that one.
I don't know if that's my forte. You're the grumpier one.
He kind of like hides behind Eddie when he says that.
Well, what I would say is, if you want to, if you wanted to spend a check to like really push him here, like to get him to open up, that would be possible. Brandon, or you could switch and let someone.
Yeah, I
else.
thought that was what we were trying to do.
All right, then
Yeah.
in that case, I'll
I just don't know that either Eddie or Timmy are really the mean type.
I think Eddie could, or Timmy could be, but
I don't know. That's like you've been in the abyss, and now the abyss is in you, kind of situation.
yeah,
For Timmy.
yeah. Timmy tries to see the better in people, I think.
For sure.
What am I gonna do? Am I gonna rough him up or what?
I mean, it
Like
sounded like
shreds.
you were trying to manipulate him, or at least persuade him to see the goodness of the guard.
Hmm. All right, let's maybe I'll go for a roll for that manipulator then. Try and even if he stays having a problem with a guard, he could at least remember that we were okay.
Right.
Yeah, you could tell him all the things that we have done to help.
Well,
Yeah.
and we didn't push. We just were like, hey, here's the thing to consider. And when they said no, we were like, okay, we'll leave. We weren't trying to run the town. We were just trying to be helpful.
All right, so I'm gonna now listen here. I've been traveling all the way up north to Wolf Point, all the way down south to the Scent border. I've been everywhere. You don't know half the things I've done. We fought snakes. We fought people who were aligned with snakes. We fought blue jays. We fought crabs. We've been delivering grain all over the place. We've had multiple bees come into the same place because of disorganization. And when we try and organize it, being so close to the Scent border, you all push us away. Did we complain? We did not complain. We didn't say a damn thing. We just went. Now I think the least you can do is give me the common courtesy of giving me a couple of answers about why you're being so closed up about everything. What am I rolling here? I'm rolling I got manipulator, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got manipulator.
You're going Izzo versus us against his will.
Okay, so I've got 2 manipulator.
Yeah, I can help with manipulator as well.
I don't have anything useful, sorry.
Okay, so that's 3.
That's fair. It's a pretty intense interrogation.
Cause I'm dogging him, trying to get answers out of him. Could I use my stubborn trait?
Oh, totally. You're not taking no for an answer.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's 4. How many dice are you rolling?
4.
4. I think I'll use another one of my persona.
Okay.
5.
Oh, 2 dice. 2 for me. Oh, we tie.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh no, and you have no.
Do we do another roll off?
You have no.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be. Is this a contest of
my
wills?
gosh. So crazy. Yeah, I think it's Will, right? A Will versus Will.
Yep, this will come down to Will versus Will.
Oh boy. Cross my fingers and my toes.
Oops. Oh my god, the dice have betrayed.
Oh,
That is
oh
zero
my god,
successes.
3 ones. Oh no.
Oh.
Can I give him one of my rerolls?
Yeah, not 8 rerolls.
Oh, I have 2 rerolls.
That is the
I need-
making of an epic D&D character right there. That 61.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Ouch. Yeah. Let me look at your character sheet for a second, Brandon.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah, because he can give you like a negative. You use the stubborn trait, right?
I used to use the stubborn trait, yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
tell you. So here's what happens. Kind of in a whispered kind of tone to you, right? He says, I know you're one of the good ones. Bed looks over to the dawn flowers. And that
no.
what he tells you will mean it's implied that the thing that if you listen forward on, it will probably deteriorate your relations with the dawn flowers. Or at least cast it into doubt. And you know this person tries to manipulate and is keeping things back. Do you need to know?
I came here with the intention of keeping the
Are they just too stubborn or spiteful? Or is your oath to serve greater? And that the need to know more important?
Yeah, I think my belief outweighs my goal here.
Right.
So, yeah, I think I'll need to know and I'll throw into caution the relationship.
Yeah. So okay. So then he'll tell you. So well, he's going to ask for you to try to get the dawn flowers out of here, which won't require a check or anything like that. But do you do it?
Can I try and flavor it? Can I be like, all right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I'll pick him up by the scruff of the neck and be like, I need a quiet room somewhere. It seems like he's gonna need some persuading.
Yeah, that will work. Yeah, the dawn flowers leave for a little bit and they say you got 5 minutes.
I guess Timmy will leave too. If you want to be alone with him. So but then it like makes it less about the Dawnflowers and more like you want to be alone with him.
Yeah, that'd probably work better, I think.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think we're gonna have to make a roll. keep that relationship solid.
Oh yeah.
All right, you better start talking before I start really putting it rough on you. You heard him. We only got 5 minutes. Squeak.
I know. Just look. They say the dawn flowers were pretty comfortable leaving me in there to burn.
Yes, indeed.
The person I'm trying to protect. It's a person that's important to them too. No. I won't give it away to you. And I'm sorry if you believe that I was going to. But believe me, The answer is bigger than that. It's bigger than the Mouse Guard, bigger than you. It's the size of the territory.
You're speaking in
I'm
riddles.
doing what I can to keep mine safe. Now, what you want is going to have to get from the Dawnflowers, because you're sure as heck ain't getting it from me, buddy.
Gotta give me a lead. Something. I can't just go questioning the Dawnflowers with nothing. What am I gonna say? Or what did you have for dinner last night? Or, hey, are you betraying everybody?
Why were they so forthright in letting me burn? Just think about it. That's all I got, man. I'm not a guard. I don't know what you say to these things.
I'm gonna give you one of these for your protection more than anything. And I'm just gonna give him a couple of licks across the chops just to at least give him a fat lip.
Sure. So you hear it. Yeah. That's fair. As you hear him groan. Yeah. Right.
I'm punching you for your own good.
Gotta keep up the appearances, man.
Alright, I'll step out of the room.
Yeah.
He's not really giving me anything.
Nothing?
So you don't tell. Okay.
Well, guess you guys can keep him. And, well, maybe we can figure out who he's trying to protect. I mean, we know he was dating someone. Maybe one of the townspeople knows.
The only thing I'd say when I was giving him licks was about the Dawnflowers. The Dawnflowers.
I look at the Dawnflowers.
Anything we should know?
Is there something you're not telling us?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I look
anything.
back at Brandon.
Anything. We've come into this situation cold. Someone's burning. People are saying that he's an eyewitness, that he's the weasel, and he's just saying your name. We just need anything. Who was your witness? How do you know?
Sure. So I think it's yeah, let's just say it's Ada. Ada steps forward, right? And she goes, "It's not like we carry around notes of sworn testimony or anything like that. Just believe us that on patrol we heard stuff up in Darkwater that led us down here. You know how these things go."
What'd you hear in Darkheather?
Heard that their operation, and referring to the pamphlet stuff, that they weren't acting alone. And they were
We heard
talking
that too.
down here. And thanks to some friends in Port Sumac, we're able to decode that it was coming from Dorigifts. That. And they look at you and they're like, you were here earlier this year in spring, right?
Yeah,
Seemed like a good, safe community.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not the best run, but nice people.
And like
That's true.
that was the part that they wanted you to catch up on. And they just they were using that. Criminals were using that as cover, moving goods, things getting lost, misplaced.
Makes sense. We knew this place was going to be a problem. We've even spoken about it on the road.
Yeah, I was a little worried about how we left it to begin with. And we did want to send more help. I mean, that's why we're bringing grains here now, I suppose.
So they look at you when you say that. They want to hear more. about what happened when you were here. Right? They're like, huh. What went down when you were here?
Well, not much. We came here bringing, one of Eddie's queen bees. Her family has a lot of bees. So over 3,000 of them is a lot. But turns out someone else was sending another bee here, and then there was all kinds of behavior. Well, anyways, we decided to leave the other bee and we took Eddie's bee back. I'm kidding. But we noticed that the town was kind of, well, you've seen Doris.
And you didn't do anything about it?
We
tried.
But everybody loves her.
Everybody loves her, and you know what it'd look like if how people would react if the guard put in place someone.
But I did try. I even tried to
this
help
is better?
organize stuff, but then we kind of got kicked out.
You think this is better? Now?
It's not like we didn't try.
I did try to
Try,
talk to
well.
a lot of people.
It's
Well, at
not
least
our
we
place
tried.
to force people to do something they don't want to do. That's how you get people to hate the guard.
Newsflash. They hate us anyways.
Not everyone.
They didn't back in spring when we were here.
They kind of like cynically shake their head. And they go, yeah, I just didn't hate you yet. Because every year's the same in these places. Further you get from Lockhaven, people just... They cry and cry and cry for help. And then the minute you're around for 1 minute more, they want you out of here and they hate you. Taxes are too much come fall. Harvest time.
Well, we don't know what everyone's going through. And I will say this. Places like Dorigift, Spruce Tuck, Parkstone, you know where I'm going with this. They're on the side of the Dark Heather. And life isn't easy for them. Especially those country mouse.
Yeah. Well, the people of Spruce Tuck, the people of Barkstone, the people of Dorigift, they're not the ones patrolling the said border. They don't get to see it firsthand like we do. They don't see what we're doing to protect them. And they have the audacity to complain.
But we're not doing it to make them not complain. We're doing it to make them safe. Look, I lost my father to this cause, and I still feel like we're doing what's right. And all we can do is continue doing that. Helping these mice. I mean, all the grain that we brought, that's gonna let them survive this winter.
What if what is right is not good enough?
You're starting to talk like those pamphlets.
No, I'm talking about the opposite. Why isn't there a garrison of guard in every town?
Well, there's not that many of us.
Timmy looks around as like the five of us are standing there.
I could change.
Yeah, but what you're talking about does exactly what you're talking about. It increases taxes. More people to pay, more taxes there are. Suddenly you got overheads.
But we also get safety. And a presence that would stop these people from complaining.
I'm not saying it's a
You
bad
want
idea.
to try and force them to like us? That never goes well.
Not necessarily force. I can see the advantages of having a garrison in every city. I just think it'd be expensive. But people get to see you.
Well, it's something that we can propose to Gwendolyn.
Could start small, like a post office. You know, a mouse sticks around to handle the mail.
We did run into a mail problem. We had to get a whole bundle of it from Ravens. Believe me, that was a doozy. They had mail stringing all across the lands.
It could be an advisor, a liaison to whoever runs each town.
That sounds an awful like people are going to think that we're trying to run every place. They already think we're trying to run the place just because we told them some friendly advice and then left when they didn't want it.
But we could communicate so much more effectively about our plans with towns, especially towns out in these parts.
Look, I'm all for whatever's gonna help the guard. And whatever we can do to work together. We've got some problems right here. I think there might be some other mice that are in danger. When we were traveling down in the tunnels, we saw some tracks. Not just mouse tracks, but weasel tracks. Looked like they were following the mice.
Weasel tracks.
Yeah. We were planning on going back and, well, seeing what we can do to scout.
They look out the window and they kind of curse how the snow's been kind of falling in the hours it's been.
We wanted to make sure we got the grain here first. Felt like
You
that
did
was
good.
probably really important.
That was right.
Especially
You
with
did the right thing.
all the snow coming down.
They look at you for the next option here.
I guess what Timmy's going to try to
They think
do.
it's too risky, but they also think that a weasel's a weasel.
I think what Timmy wants to do is convince them to help us fix the weasel problem, and in doing so, trying to kind of make amends with the Dawnflowers. Let's work together, and then we can also talk to Gwendolyn about the other options of how we can better protect the towns.
Yeah, let's convince.
Because they had a couple great ideas, but he was like, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but we can propose ideas to Gwendolyn maybe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So you have to convince them for sure.
Okay. And it definitely seems like Brandon and Eddie are helping because we've been having this combo together. So is this persuasion?
Yeah, because you're trying to get them to be on your side in see a mutual beneficial relationship here.
Okay.
Not just trying to lie to them or manipulate them.
Can I help out with manipulator? We're not trying to manipulate, but well, I suppose we are. I'm trying to manipulate the relationship.
How are you helping with manipulator? What does that look like?
So what is the key thing we're trying to get out of them right now?
Well, I think the conversation that we're having right now is I think Timmy's trying to convince them to come help us in the tunnels to find the weasels and kind of work together to do so. And maybe after we're done with that, because that seems like the more hey, we actually have an issue here that we need to fix as a guard, going back to Gwendolyn and proposing some ideas on for next year how we can better protect the towns. Whether that's a post office or having guard stationed somewhere or whatever that idea is. But
so I think that'll be my manipulator move, as I'll just be supporting their points. I'll be I've got nothing against having garrison. Sounds like a great idea. We'd have presence, a post office. Sounds real good. And I'll just be sort of talking on their side to try and help Timmy out.
Okay. You have to beat their. You have to convince them, which is against a 4.
Okay, and I think to me, I can use probably quick-witted because he's trying to.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Utilize
their strengths and our strengths, and not only solve the problem, fix the current problem, and then we can move to the next one. And then I don't know if my Dark Heather and Tunnel Wise can play in here, because I think that I brought up the fact that like we saw tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. You just get one Wise, right?
No, Wise help if you fail.
Oh, okay. So
Right?
if I fail,
they re-roll. Yeah.
then I can reroll.
Yeah, they don't add dice.
Okay. And I think with this, I'm going to use a persona, or 2 persona. It's kind of my last roll for the rest of the season, so.
Might as well.
Yeah. And I get, is Eddie helping at all?
I don't really have anything useful for like convincing people. The only thing I have is orator, and that's like crowds.
You don't have persuasion or anything?
I do not have persuader or deceiver. I have haggler, but again, not super.
Yeah, we're not trying to
useful,
haggle,
because
no.
we're not trying to buy anything.
Makes sense. All right. Cool. What are they rolling? How many dice?
I rolled. It was 4. I got 3 successes.
Here we go.
So
Ooh.
there you go.
Ooh, nice.
Should I
8
roll the
dice,
others
6
just to see
successes.
how much? Because I have like 3 6s.
Yeah, sure. Spend a fate just for fun
Yeah,
to
just-
see.
Spend a fate for the 3 6s just for funsies. So it's 3d6 greater than 4 exclamation point, right? Ooh, okay.
Oh, well, you got 1.
8. Ah.
Nice. Solid roll.
Well, we have been like RPing together for a while, so I feel like that was like a good conversation.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. Yeah, so they agree to help you out.
Timmy is satisfied.
Yeah. They agree that like whatever is everything behind us right now, this weasel threat's more important.
I agree. I mean, we swore oath for a reason, and well, maybe we can fix the processes for next year. But we have a much bigger problem nearby. Plus, I think we might be stuck in this area for a little while.
As we see all the snow coming down.
True.
Okay. I have no more player turns to spend. How many do we have left?
I don't think I've got any
I
left of
still
them.
have one.
We could find the mice in the tunnels.
I think I'm fairly sure I've used all 3 of mine. Yeah, questioning, rescuing, danger at the beginning, so I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't have any more left. We've hit all our main goals, I think, for all of our characters. But I think
Yeah.
like helping those mice is kind of like the last end knot that we have, right? Or there might not be mice there. We don't know, but that's what we.
How would you like to spend it?
I
You don't have to spend it on that.
Yeah, you
know.
can
I'm
spend
just.
however you want. It's yours.
I didn't have any like. Yeah, I'm gonna use it for this like plans, and I do actually, even though it has nothing to do with my goal, but my goal has sort of already been succeeded. We delivered the grain, right? But I do kind of want to know if there was any mice in that tunnel, like that needed help or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to run into any weasels, but also if there were mice that were in trouble.
I mean, it could just be that the snow's too bad and you have to fall, like it's totally fine if you don't. There's plenty of other things to do.
Well, I was going to say the other thing I was thinking I might do, since the whole bee thing, is find stories Thoris's son, right? Was the
Yeah.
apiarist?
Yeah.
Go find him and I don't know, see if there's anything we can help since his bees all flew off. Is that a reasonable thing?
That does seem like a thing Eddie would care about. I think his name was Connor. That was his grandson, her grandson.
Grandson.
The grandson was the apiarist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you're the
Connor.
only competent person in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also.
What would you like to talk to Connor about?
Just like because his beehive just burned down.
You just want to consult? Yeah.
To see if there's anything we can do to help. / be like, hey buddy, that's rough.
See if he knows who burned it down.
I guess what I'm saying is that we could
guess
totally do that.
That's true. He also might have an idea. If he was there, he might have an idea how the fire started. Or
That's
did we
true.
pretty much confirm that Larkin started it? Yeah, I think I want to go talk to him at the very least.
All right.
Even if I'm not spending my check.
Yeah, because none of that is spending your check yet. Like, so when you spend your check, you're guaranteed a roll of some kind, right?
Yeah. Well, let's start out with that and see if it leads anywhere. And if not, we can go back to checking on those mice in the tunnel.
Okay. I was only thinking about that in terms of the wanting to do the winter thing today too.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is only... We still have like an hour.
Yeah, we still have time.
Okay. So, yeah, so I'm trying to think where Connor would be. I guess Connor would probably be hanging out with Autumn and stuff in the inn. The merchant. You
So
know,
I guess
probably got like a nice like cup of tea or something, reminiscing, or you know, just
His beehive's been gone for an hour, but he's already having thoughts about it.
All right, not reminiscing, ruminating, I guess is the better, you know, brooding, being like it's all gone. You know, it's kind of like staring into his tea.
Oh no. So I guess I would go and like sit next to him and be like,
yeah,
his name was Connor, right?
Yep.
And be like, you know, hey Connor, I'm sorry we didn't get here earlier.
Yeah. It's all right. You know, these things. What can you do?
Well, is there anything that we can do? I mean, I know it's a lot, and you took care of the bees all by yourself.
Well, we're tough folk, us story gifters. We'll make do. He's trying to belie how much of a struggle it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's plain to see.
I feel like I'm gonna kind of like look pointedly out the window and be like, well, you know, we're probably going to be here for a while, whether we want to or not. So if you change your mind, let us know. At the very least, we can be, you know, just hands if you need them. But in the meantime, were you there when the fire started?
I was. Yeah.
Do you know how it started?
He looks at you and kind of asks you, like, he kind of changes the subject, but he's trying to get a read on you and says, so how much do you like the dawn, like of the dawn flowers?
Well, I suppose it's fair to say that we have a bit of a history with them, and it's not a great one. I don't know them well myself, but they haven't made a great impression with me in general. But you know, they're guard, same as every guard. They do what they can, and they try to do their best. Sometimes they succeed, and sometimes they don't.
That's not enough to convince him to trust you. And so you're like,
I guess we're like in a public place, so Eddie doesn't want to straight up say that she does not like them.
Totally.
So
Oh, is he in the inn?
Yeah, they're like sitting in the inn. So guess she like maybe puts a hand on her shoulder and is like, do you think there's maybe somewhere a little less public we could go?
I'll tell you what I told them.
Hey, Eddie.
Everybody in the inn now thinks that he's flirting with the other beekeeper. Like, hey, you like
I mean,
bees? I like
he
bees.
does have-
Timmy might think you're flirting with him. Timmy's learned not very much.
So the thing here is that he does have information to share with you, but you would need to convince him to do this. To go out
Would
on
I
a limb.
have to roll just to
get him to trust you
somewhere?
Yeah, basically you're rolling to try to either persuade or manipulate him to trust you.
No, I don't have either of those things.
I mean, you don't have to spend your check. This could be it, and we could do something else, right? Like this is your turn. Like this is totally. But if you want to,
I do want to see what Connor has to say. So like,
they do
Can
have a side.
she allow someone else to roll with her check? No.
You could, you could technically donate their check, but Eris hasn't rolled anything tonight, and that's not fair.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I could start learning Persuader. I don't know how this will go.
You can always roll nature.
She has one.
Oh, 1 out of 5.
Wow, wow.
I guess I'll start learning Persuader. I want to try and persuade him to talk to me.
It's a useful skill to learn anyway. And you've got lots of good teachers. Timmy's been super persuasive.
Yeah, so I guess I'll do that. So let's see.
Yeah, I guess if what was the thing? You put your hand on his shoulder and you said what to him?
I asked if there was somewhere a little less public that we could go. I was trying to hint, like I wanted to tell him more things about the Dawnflowers, but I didn't want to say them where everybody could hear me.
Yeah, I guess Timmy will help you by like kind of leaning in with the two of you, like, and being like,
Yeah. Some things aren't for everyone's ears.
and I'll help with
Manipulate?
persuasion or manipulation. I can use either. I have both, so whatever you think that would be.
I think it's whatever you think that would be. What do you think
I feel like
Timmy's
that's persuasion, but if
We're
you think
not lying to him. We
yeah,
really-
that's why I think it's persuasion. But you said manipulation, so I was like, I have both. So yeah.
I feel like we're persuading him. We're not lying to him. We really do have a bad history with the Dawnflowers, and I want to tell him about it. I just don't want to say it in front of all the villagers and be like, yeah, I hate those guys.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily hate them now. We've kind of
yeah.
I don't.
Eddie's impression of them is still not great.
Yeah,
I don't know about you
true.
guys.
I don't think Brandon can help. He's only really got manipulator, and I don't really want to manipulate this
Connor.
person.
Makes sense.
So what are my options for someone learning it? So I'm using an ability halved. What are my options for that?
To use nature or will in the sense, could you? Since it's persuasion, so nature or will, you pick one of those to use, and then you're going to use half of that round up.
If you're learning it, it has to be will. If you don't want to learn it and just want to roll it, you can use your nature.
He wants to learn it, so it's will, and it's half your will. So whatever your will is, half rounded up,
Is 3.
and then it's a bunch of stuff halved. So add up everything and then halve it.
I think help is also halved, so that would be up to 4.
So how much is your will?
3.
So 3 plus
So-
me helping is 4.
4.
Do you have any? You're curious for
My
sure.
traits are generous and curious, and I guess I could use curious in the sense that
You were hella curious.
he's hinted at me that he knows something, and I'm like, I basically came here to find out. I want to know like how the fire started, even if it's not useful information. I want to know what's what.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. Obviously, I'm not the GM. I don't get to go.
No, it makes sense to me.
Is that also a halved thing?
Traits and persona are not halved.
Okay. So
So it's 2 plus the 1.
2 plus the 1.
So you get 3, and your roll was
Plus
3.
I have 1 persona I could add to if I wanted to.
Yeah, so it's 4.
So it's 2.
And since you guys are both apiaries, maybe you could use that wise.
If
You fail. You have to be super clever about it. Be like from one apiary to another. We're just here to help you, buddy.
I want you to succeed. Okay, well, 4
You
is
have
what
a
I've
reroll
got.
too, so if you mess something up,
That's true. I do also have a reroll.
and you could you spend a fate to reroll that 6.
Yeah, I have a lot of fate.
Do it. This is
All right.
the final.
Is there an ob to this, or am I rolling against you? Like versus? Thinking face.
I think this. No, this is just going to be a versus test.
Okay.
Right, you're trying to convince him, so he's giving, and he's not trying to convince you of anything. So like, it's just against his will, which is 3.
Okay.
Little standard old will. So whatever successes I get off 3, is what you got.
Cool.
Hey, you didn't.
Still succeeded.
5, 1, 1, and 5 beats.
Yeah.
1, 3, and
Dang.
5. Nice.
But nice.
2
Sweet.
successes to 1. All right.
Go for it, Eddie.
This is you. All right. I think that there's sort of like this connection of of apiaries and bees, maybe a little bit. That he's like, sure, what the hell? I'll trust you, right? And yeah, so like there's like a private, maybe like there's like a walk to the apiary, like to look at it or something. At this point, after it's like kind of like moldery and stuff, right?
Yeah.
While they talk to you, it says
So I'm probably going to tell them about what happened with like their leader getting killed and how they blamed us, even though we tried to warn them like it was a bad idea. I might not tell them specifically what the Dawnflowers were suggesting, but just be like, ever since I got here, they're supposed to be in charge, but I haven't been impressed with their leadership and, and their decisions. Like, they're very hot-headed and they don't think things through. They were going to let Larkin die when he has the information they need.
well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was noticing some peculiarities about Larkin. And, well, I can't prove it, but, I thought I heard another voice in there. In the fire.
Was it a...
A female voice.
I kind of look at Eddie like we know.
Do you know who it was?
No Dorigifter, that's for sure.
He had an accent?
Accent sounded from like your friends.
Does
What
he mean
friends?
Dawnflowers or Brandon?
No, Brandon's
So up north.
northeast.
Wolf Point.
Well, not necessarily Wolf Point, but like that general
Sumac,
area.
that area.
Yeah, somewhere like Frosted, Rusty, Sumac, Wolf Point, Grass Lake. Like that all probably has a similar.
Up north towards like Wild County or Wild Country.
Been a lot of dysfunction up there.
But I mean, this person did they get out? We only pulled Larkin out. We didn't find another person.
I suppose so. Who knows where they went to?
Maybe they're the ones that started the fire. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Larkin
likely.
didn't start that fire.
He didn't
But he's
seem-
saying that he did, and I think he's protecting someone. And
He didn't seem to know how it really started. He made something stupid up.
look, Connor, do you know if you saw Larkin with anyone else in town? Not necessarily today, but previously?
He mostly keeps to himself. Helps where he wants. Grabs drinks. talks with whoever's in
Interesting.
the bar. That's it.
Last time we were here, I don't know if you remember that, but he said he was going out on a date, and that's why he couldn't teach me some more artificing stuff.
Or carving, I think was what it was called. Carpentry. Yeah, there we go.
You think, and you reckon these things are related?
I had the feeling that's what was happening. Pretty sure he's trying to protect someone, and if you heard another voice in there, that's kind of... well, the clues are adding up.
And he was willing to die for this person. And he was saying we should have left him in the fire, even though he was calling for help.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Look, I agree, but when mouse guards show up saying that they have proof that this person's a traitor, you don't really question it, you know?
Yeah, well, they won't even tell us what their proof is.
That was my damnable apiary.
I like at that point, I'm clearly very upset about this apiary. It was a beautiful apiary.
I know, it was me pride and joy. And it's gone now.
Timmy kind of looks down.
Nothing but ash and snow.
Well, whatever we can do to help rebuild. I may be small, but I got 2 strong hands.
I know
Pause.
what they think about bees.
He's definitely quivering, and he grabs you, Eddie, by your shoulders, and he's like, promise me you'll find the person who did this.
That's the plan. Whoever it is, they're stirring up trouble all over the territories.
Yeah, find that woman. That's how you could help me. My bees don't deserve this. Dorigift doesn't deserve this. Kind of sniffles.
Timmy looks around at the rubble, and he kind of looks at the two of them as they're he's holding Eddie close, and he looks back at Brandon, and he's like,
I agree, no one deserves this. No one deserves a lot of things.
I want to know who
All
that.
we can do is do our best to help everyone. I wish there were more of us.
All right.
Yeah.
I reckon let's be getting in. I'm getting cold.
Probably a good idea.
Okay. All right then. Let's do some experience. So, lots of questions for next season.
yeah.
All right. So, even though it's the end of the season, literally, figuratively, and literally, we should you do experience, and then there's a special thing to do for the last hour here, which is called the winter phase of the game, which I wanted to go over with everybody.
Sweet.
Which would be a fun part. That's when we get our new traits, our new wises and stuff.
Ooh, let's do it.
All right, but first let's look at our characters and resolve our beliefs, instincts, and goals.
All
Who wants
right.
to go first?
You want to go first, Scrat? We'll
yeah,
just
I
go
can-
around.
This is a
Okay.
combination of both our sessions, today and yesterday.
So
This week and last week.
my belief is that understanding love is difficult. May as well try to understand why the waves move or the sun passes through the sky. I guess it's just for other mice. Didn't really become relevant, I don't think. So I didn't do anything to play to my belief. I did play to one of my old beliefs, but
Yeah.
my goal was to keep the relations between us and the Dawnflowers from deteriorating.
I think you did the opposite of that one. But we ate it and
Yeah.
not making it bad.
I didn't make it bad.
You put it into jeopardy, but it was recovered.
Yeah, I put it into jeopardy, but I didn't tell them what he said.
Exactly.
I didn't question them or bring them up about it. So that's sort of on the fence, I guess. Instincts always stay alert and watchful for danger, though. I was straight on the danger in that case.
Hell yeah, fair point. For sure. 100%.
All right.
So I think you should get a fate point for your goal, by the way, Scrat.
Thank you.
You get
Rather
a
than
fate
persona.
instead of a persona if you did the opposite type
You
of
work
thing.
towards it.
But you work towards the spell, yeah. My belief was everyone should do what they must to survive, and we did a lot of that.
A lot of surviving.
Yeah, a lot of trying to survive. Oh my gosh. Setting things right with the Dawnflowers, I think we did. We have like another mission with them, I guess, now. And then always make delicious things in my free moments. This episode, he ate nervously. He was going down the tunnels.
Too much nervous eating.
Yeah. Too much nervous eating.
We had tea. You ate all of your supplies.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you gotta eat when you're nervous.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So my belief is when it's worth helping, then everyone can do some small part to help. I feel like I helped.
Did you?
No, I helped during the fight. This is last session too.
Yeah, you definitely helped.
I didn't help a whole lot this session, but I definitely helped with fighting off some birds. So if it's both sessions, if it's just this session, then no. But if it's both sessions, then I feel like yes.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Awesome.
Okay, and then my goal was to help with the resupply of Dorigift, and we did deliver the grain. I don't know what happened after it got there. It was like, here, bye. So I don't know. Maybe.
We brought the supplies.
We brought it.
No, you brought them, and ostensibly they made it to the granary and stuff like that. So I would give you persona for it.
Cool. And then my instinct was I will make myself useful to my patrol. Which again, I'm not like, yeah, I wasn't super useful this episode.
You definitely did. When we were fighting the Blue Jays and stuff.
Last episode, yes.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays. This episode was mostly Eddie standing around feeling uncomfortable. Okay.
Hey, not every episode we can all be helpful. That's the thing.
I felt bad because there's a lot of like persuading and manipulating going on. I'm like, I'm useless at all.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not good at that.
Yeah, that happens. Okay then. Then I think all we have is MVP, workhorse, and embodiment. Does anyone think they deserve MVP? Anyone stand out? Anyone want to nominate for MVP?
I'm trying to remember what last week was all about too, because we had that fight. I know it's probably not Brandon because Brandon got the cart stuck.
Yeah. Well, it probably would be Eddie actually, because I know both me and Timmy both ended up using our traits to fail things. That's why we had so many checks. So Eddie was probably the most.
I almost did that.
Yeah.
I just decided at the last second not to.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm looking through the roles as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like having a really hard time remembering the specifics of. I remember we just barely got the birds to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went down the tunnel.
I'd say that's a pretty big deal because like our main goal was to take all the grain, and if we lost any of the grain, that would have been like a big detriment to not only our caravan that we had, but also Dorigift.
Yeah.
And persuading them that the guard was there to help them. To be like, they can't even keep the grain together on the convoy.
Oh yeah, well that would have sucked.
You can take it, Eddie. Go for it.
I feel like for workhorse though, it should definitely be Timmy. Timmy did many, many things.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that Timmy didn't help with.
I think there were a couple roles I couldn't help with because I just
Didn't have
Didn't.
anything.
have a thing. But I think we've all had that. These are all fate or persona? Persona?
These are all persona. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then maybe we don't have an MVP? If we all can't think of one? Of a definitive moment for somebody? It's fine if we don't. It's not like a bad thing. Sometimes it
Yeah,
happens.
it was. Yeah.
What about workhorse?
Maybe
Maybe that would help eliminate. Workhorse, the person who helped the most, the person who had supplies. It's always in it.
Oh, if we're talking about MVP, I think we agreed that Eddie was the MVP.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I was saying that I thought Timmy should be the workhorse.
Oh,
So
I thought
I'm
Timmy was
saying-
MVP. I thought you were debating between MVP. My bad.
No.
Okay. Yeah. No. Enjoy.
No, I
enjoy
was
your
saying-
enjoy your persona, Eddie.
Tim-
Sorry about that, Eris. Yeah.
That's all good. I was very confused. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I was confused too. I'm like,
already, and then we moved
is he
on.
behind on what we're
Workhorse.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm still
And
saying Timmy should be workhorse though. Do you
Um,
agree?
Yeah, I agree. Timmy gets workhorse.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then last but not least is embodiment.
I feel like everyone did that.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about embodiment.
Well, I used a lot of my traits, and I know Brandon did as well, and Eddie did as well.
Yeah, I actually got to use my traits, which I usually
Yeah.
like, those are useless. But it has to be not everybody, and it can't be MVP, right?
No, it can be MVP.
It just
Workhorse
can't be
and
everybody.
MVP are the ones that are linked. That's
So it's like
Oh.
2 people can have it. I say Brandon and Eddie can have it.
oh, it's so generous.
Yeah, I say definitely Eddie because Eddie
Yeah,
Eddie
Eddie
was
for sure.
refraining from helping because they were so damn awkward. This like whole
Yeah.
episode.
Eddie just standing in the
And
corner.
But
because
then-
I think Brandon, you should have it too, because you had that moment where like you had that
Yeah.
internal struggle of like what you were gonna do with the guy in the room when you were questioning him.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
You were determined to know what he had to say.
Yeah.
All right. Okay then. So then before we wrap up, let's do the winter session. And these are the recap moments for our characters as the winter happens. Because in the winter, Lockhaven's snows or the territory snows get too overwhelming. Everything kind of shuts down and everyone kind of bunkers till the first parts of spring. So you return to Lockhaven and you get to rest and recover. So the guard get leave when they return to Lockhaven in the winter. The people of the city bring them gifts in the form of food and drink. Gwendolyn pays guard mice their wages. There's much eating, drinking, and sleeping. During the winter, if your nature is currently taxed, you may restore it to its current maximum.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
So it doesn't like if your nature went down from 5 to 4 as its maximum, you don't get to go back to 5. It just refreshes to
Goes
5,
up to
right?
4.
So the current max goes back to whole. Okay. Not every mouse has a birthday during the winter, but it's a convenient time to remember. So your mouse will get older by 1 year. And then the first big thing is practicing. During the winter, Gwendolyn demands that all guards keep sharp for next year. So you get to do 3 things. You get to practice 3 different skills. So what's going to happen is you're going to practice 1 patrol skill. Those are skills that are all named and defined. So what this means is when you practice, you may choose a pass or a fail as a result or an attempt at making the skill if you don't have it already. And if this is the skill, if that mark is enough to advance your skill, you may totally advance it to the next rating.
We had to fill all those checks to be able to advance, right?
No. So the way you advance a skill is that you must
Oh.
advance a skill equal to you must pass it a number of times equal to your current skill, and fail it equal to your current skill -1. So if your skill was 2, you need 2 passes and 1 failure to advance it to 3.
Ooh, I can actually upgrade one of my skills then.
Yeah. Learning skills is different. Learning skills, you must have a number of attempts equal to your maximum current nature. So if your maximum current nature was 5, you must attempt a skill 5 times in order to learn it. And when you learn a skill, it comes in at 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So having a good nature is good, but it prohibits you from quickly getting skills.
And so we can do this with 3 skills.
No. The first of the 3 is 1 patrol skill.
Okay.
But you're limited into what types of skills you do, right?
Okay.
The next one is you get to practice 1 non-patrol skill. These are skills from any skill that's not on the previous list.
Those are like the added ones that we added.
Correct. And then the last one is practicing a skill you don't have.
Okay. I think these 2 I'm learning.
Mhm.
I think carpentry and administrating was the 2 things that I was learning. So
I think I'll put 1 in fighter, 1 in manipulator because I've used that a lot, and
Yeah,
one
makes
in
sense.
and 1 in laborer because I've used that a lot as well, and I don't have that.
Sure.
I'm gonna put a pass on Pathfinder. I'm gonna put a fail on cooking.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna put a fail on carpentry.
Cool. Any of those advance?
One of them advances. My Pathfinder advances to 3.
Hey, awesome.
And then I wipe all the things, right?
Yep. Then you clear out all the skill checks and you do it again. Eris?
I definitely forgot to mark a bunch of the skills and I never went back and remarked them. So I'm going to pick them, but I'm not going to know if I advance them because I have to go back and watch the videos.
No,
and see.
that's fair.
Oh
All right.
no. Yeah, I've been checking the marks. And
yeah,
then
I didn't
the
realize it
talents.
was like an important thing to do and then I forgot. And then I was going to go back and
well.
rewatch the videos, but I never did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do want to do one for Lore Mouse.
Totally.
I want to do I think I do want to do one. Oh no, wait, because it was one of the patrol skills. Those are the ones that we didn't have to add, right?
Yeah.
That are black.
So 1 patrol skill, 1 of the non-patrol skills, and 1 that you're learning.
So the Lore Mouse was a non-patrol skill. Oh, but I'm learning. Does it matter if I'm learning one of the non-patrol skills? It just have to be one that I already.
So it's 1 patrol skill, 1 non-patrol skill, and then
That I
1
already
skill
have.
that you're learning.
And then once
Yeah.
I'm learning. Okay.
Yeah. Those are only the 3 types of skills you can have. So
Yeah.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So you're doing Lore Mouse, which Lore Mouse was one that you were learning, right?
That I was learning. Yeah, I did not have that one already.
Okay. And then which
Um,
patrol skill were you choosing?
And then for patrol skill, I was let's do scout. And then one of the non-patrol skills. So I had Hacker Armor and Apiarist. I'm gonna do Apiarist.
Do it.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
I'll have to find out later if I move in advance.
Yeah, you can pick like passes or fails. Like I specifically picked fails for cooking and carpentry because like I always roll to succeed. I try to succeed with my rolls, so I'm like I'll give myself fails during the off season so that I don't have to force myself to fail.
Fail, yeah.
Yeah, during the season.
Totally. All right. So next step is writing reports for your characters. You must count at the end of the year what your character has learned while out on patrol. Think about your character's experiences during this whole year. Reflect on some of the defining moments of your experiences, and then make up a wise to encompass that experience. This wise just the wise.
Oh man, a wise to encompass everything Eddie has learned.
It doesn't
What
have
would-
to be all encompassing. It could be like one facet of what you've learned this year.
What would be the wise for like knowing the guard stuff? Because I think Eddie has learned or not Eddie, Jimmy. I'm saying Jimmy.
Code of the Guard
I
wise?
said that earlier. I said
Because he said Jimmy before.
No, it's not Jimmy.
Timmy, I think Timmy's learned a lot about how the guard works, and I don't know what like is that lore or is that
Code of the Guard wise, maybe.
yeah.
I think the thing that Brandon's learned most is how to deal with rejection and arguments and the rougher side of
lover
people.
wise.
Rejection
Well,
wise.
not just like the rejection of lovers, but also like the amount of arguments they got in with Rockford and like trying to be helpful
Yeah.
and just not managing it. Like the one thing that really sticks out is when he finally managed to help them people on the road because something finally went right. You know, like.
So what's your wise? Sometimes it helps think of an example of a situation where you think this whatever the wise's name should be should help you, and then we can maybe help you come up with what it is, right? And like how that wise should coming up with the name is sort of like coming up with like a brand, right? Like a tagline, because it's supposed to be kind of short and sweet. That always helps me sometimes.
So I think if he was in a scenario where people are unlikely to get along, he would have an advantage on, not an advantage, but he'd be very used to that.
Disagreements wise?
Yeah, disagreements wise, that works.
Yeah. Quarrel wise?
That sounds cooler.
Quarrels wise, yeah, I like that too. Do you know what?
Quarrels.
I've been rubbing my screen for ages because I thought my cat had scratched at the screen. I've just realised it's the top of the axe on the character sheet.
Oh my god.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Hey, Colliers Conductors, thanks for the ride. Raid. Thanks for the ride.
Yeah. Words. Yeah.
Words are
Awesome.
hard.
Yeah. Quarrel wise.
Coral wise, yeah.
Squabble wise.
Yeah, squabble would also be good.
Debate wise.
I feel like squabble
Compl-
implies something that isn't important, though.
Bickering wise.
Yeah.
Argumentative wise.
Yeah. I mean, just argument wise is totally fine. Right?
No, I like quarrel.
Dispute
Yeah,
wise.
Yeah, dispute wise. Yeah, all that stuff is good. But what about everyone else's experiences and wise for your character here?
I'm trying to think. Like, I know what I'm thinking, but I don't know how to say this. Is like Eddie went out into the world very naive and thinking that everything's very simple, and has discovered that people are way more complicated than she thought.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, but I don't know how to say that.
Hmm.
And like she's also starting to understand, like, because like in the beginning where she's like, well, let's just tell them what to do. Like clearly that's helpful, and then she's like, oh, people don't like being just told what to do. Like,
Yeah.
Empathy wise.
I think I'm like I keep going to the word mature wise, but that's not really it. Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's along that lines.
Well, keep in mind this part is that the next step of this is that we reflect and we tell stories about other characters and we suggest traits to one another. And the fact that you're no longer naive could just maybe instead of it being a wise, it could just be a trait that someone could give you.
Trait. She's more mature.
Right. Yeah. So if we're struggling, perhaps a different approach might be easier.
Easier. Mm.
If there's something else that you think could have helped with your time on patrol,
So
a
then
skill you thought might have been useful, or like a creature you might have spoke to that you might be now wise in, or something, or like a town that you might be wise in.
I feel like, would it be like fair to say, I feel like a lot of times, because I have a orator, I ended up being the one who was like speaking to crowds, and I was pretty good at calming crowds down, like when something crazy was
Crowd-wise?
going on. Yeah? That
Yeah,
works?
totally. Crowdwise is great. Yeah.
I love it. I love the idea of that. Because it did
Mob-wise.
you did do that a lot.
Yeah,
Or
like when I was
wanted
crowd
to do
went
it.
crazy, it was like, shh.
Yeah.
All is well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know how to talk to crowds. It's great.
Cool. I think we
Awesome.
got all the wises.
Okay, wises are done. Next is reflection. While in Lockhaven, guard mice reflect on the trials and triumphs of last year. Some tell joyful recollections, others reflect darkly on the events that befell them. All right. So, in game terms, 3 things are going to happen. Just so you know, you're going to get a new trait. One of your traits is going to. So you're going to get a brand new trait. One of your traits is going to be changed or elevated, and then another one of your traits is going to be removed or also change it to something different. So, the first process of this is the new trait. Okay. So each player is going to pick another player at the table whom they wish to represent. Each player must have a representative. You cannot represent yourself. All right. And so in turn, each representative will then discuss how their friend played their character over the course of last year's mission. And of course, it's encouraged that other players should chime in with stories and reflections of their and recollections. All right. After we've done that, the player who's advocating for this other character will choose a new trait for that friend's character. And it must come from this reflection process that we have. All right. We can make up a new trait on the spot. There's a list of traits in the back of the book. But we're going to do this until everyone has a new trait.
I think I have one for Brandon.
Okay.
Protective.
Yeah. I could see that. Do you remember a time specifically when he was super protective?
All the time. I think he's always just kind of like looking out for what bad things might happen in danger. And I think like that was definitely like his major thing. And not only that, but he was like kind of fatherly to all of us, like trying to be, it also encompasses like that protection of like a paternal father or something like that, where he's like always trying to like make sure he's trying to like teach us the things, right? But even though if it didn't happen the way that he thought it was, he was trying to protect us from like other things, not just like dangerous things, but like mental things as well. I think even with the conversation with Timmy, he was like trying to teach Timmy, and then he was like, "Oh, Stu, never mind. This just went the wrong way." But he was trying, you know.
Yeah, I think too, all the times when he's like, "Oh, I'm going to instruct them on this," that's kind of like protection in another way, like teach them to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So either like protective or wise, like always trying to impart wisdom, or like teacher, or like mentor. Like,
yeah, I didn't want to use those because he didn't actually
I know
end up with that. I think it was like just the idea of like why he was doing it was because like he was just trying to protect us, whether it was like a mental protection or a physical protection.
Sure. Looking at the traits in the back of the book for one.
Or I guess like things that would work for it would be like watchful or careful.
Bodyguard.
Watchful or careful, or bodyguard. Yeah, either of those.
I think
the only thing with bodyguard is very physical, and I feel like he wasn't always doing it to be physical. It was also like a mental thing. That's why I think like careful, watchful, or protective.
Watchful or I think protective is probably the better part then.
Yeah.
Because like you all the time, like your instinct was literally like stay alert for danger, and you never change that instinct every session.
Yeah.
Right. So like I think you should get a trait probably for that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, so we gain a new trait.
You should definitely level up stubborn. Like, I know I don't get a choice in that, but I feel like you use that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one for Eddie if that's gonna be done.
It can be.
Go for it.
Thoughtful. I've often found that like when Timmy and Brandon and Rockford were all diving in, getting stuck into the problems, Eddie was more likely to sit back in every situation and actually think about what was going on. Always like sort of like chiming in with the, you know, well, do we want to do that? You know, like having like thought it through. And like even today, like Eddie's check was the last one to go because they were, you know, really feeling it out and thinking about it, and then, well, you know, in the end they went and checked with Connor to try and get more information, sort of thing, like just thinking about everything.
Yeah. Thoughtful. I like it. And you can use that trait for a lot of stuff.
For a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a very like useful, just like protective, I feel like is a useful one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with it.
Cool,
I
cool.
kind of feel like for little Timmy, I'm looking at the list. Where did it go? Here it is. Because I noticed that one of them was driven. Like I feel like little Timmy is very driven. Like decided what he wants to do in life and is going for it. And like when he makes a decision, he goes all
there we
out.
go.
What?
I don't know. My Twitch scream. Wow, my Twitch stream froze.
Oh no.
It's fine. We're good.
Okay.
Can you repeat what you said, Eris? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was suggesting possibly for little Timmy driven, like little Timmy has a goal in life that, you know, they're gonna follow in the footsteps and be in the guard and do well for the guard, and, you know, just goes for it. You know, whatever is decided is the best way to go for it. It just goes. You're gonna get it done. Although maybe that's not the right. Wait, I didn't read the whole list.
Driven's pretty good. They're also like Timmy was also always like the first one out with sword, you know, like willing to fight.
Yeah, I already have brave.
Yeah.
That's true. You do already have brave. It's
Yeah, that's why I was always the first one out, is because I have the trait brave. So I'm like, and I'm brave and I'm a leader. It's kind of like the.
Yeah. I like
Timmy's
driven,
goal
more
is to like
determined.
become
I was
that.
gonna say there's also fiery.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Eric
you
isn't
wouldn't.
that
You wouldn't.
confused about it.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. You didn't really take no for an answer for. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
That's
say one
cute.
of those works. Like I remember when like it was like, oh well, now we need to go and fight a snake king. Like, well, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, doing it.
I'll take either. I like them both.
Yeah. I think I like driven more than fiery because you never really were.
It wasn't like I was sassy or anything.
Yeah, exactly. You weren't That's exactly kind of what I'm getting at when I was thinking it in my head. That
Yeah, I like driven. I think like Timmy was always basically when we had a goal, he was like, no, that this is our mission. Even like when we were in the tunnel, like, right? We were like, no, we need to get the grain to where we need to go, even though there's something else that is happening.
is important. Sure.
But even when we got there, he was like, okay, now we need to go help those people. I just didn't have any more player turns to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Driven's a fun one. I don't know how often I'll be able to use it, but I like it.
Okay. Cool. Then we have all picked a trait. After everyone has earned a new trait, now you have a chance to change. each player has a chance to elevate or change another one. In turn, each player nominates one of their own character traits to be changed or elevated. So you pick one of your traits, not the one you were just given, and talk about it with the group. Make a case how you invested and played it to your character.
So the
how
used
either it
for
no
and
longer
used
fits.
against stuff that doesn't apply to anything.
Well, used against counts the number of times you use that trait. And so, like, if you use a trait a lot, then it's probably a good time to elevate it.
I use quick-witted the most because I've been tracking like how many times I've used everything.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's the one that makes the most sense. I used it like double the time of all the other ones.
Oh, well, then that seems like it should go up to the next level.
So I will pick quick-witted as mine.
Right. So here's a good chance to either choose a trait you haven't really used at all, doesn't really fit you anymore, to something new, or take a trait that you've been using a heck of a lot to upgrade to the next level.
Oh, I think all of the ones I have make sense for Timmy. I don't think I should get rid of one.
What about Brandon or Eddie?
Do I even need to say? I think I should elevate stubborn.
Done.
Did you track how many times you used it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But-
I was curious. I was curious how many times you did.
I only got it like halfway through the season, and it's clearly my most used.
I think you used it more than mine. That's why I'm curious because I used quick-witted 6 times. So I was curious how many times you used yours.
I know I used it against myself at least twice.
Yeah, I used it against myself once. Nice. Yeah, I love Brandon. The whole first few episodes where you and like Rockford were just like, it was so funny.
I just love that Brandon is like, I'm gonna go help out my old friends patrol. Immediately gets in a fight with somebody.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
It's like the grumpy old man mouse. I love it. Which one are you thinking, Eris?
Well, I didn't use my traits a whole lot in general, but between curious and generous, I think the one that I used the most often was curious. And in fact, I'm not 100% sure that I ever used generous.
Yeah, do you want to change generous to be something else? I feel like you weren't very generous. Like you weren't giving people things or anything like that
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah.
What do you think it should be?
I don't know. I was looking at the list again and I'm like, I don't know.
I'm like trying to think of the words that I think of. I love the curious and thoughtful.
If you want to see the list, here's this.
Thoughtful kind of works. Yeah, I'm thinking of like.
Well, I was gonna say I already have.
She already has
Thoughtful is
it.
my
Yeah.
the one that I just got. So
Part of me wants to be like friendly or something.
Yeah, friendly or calm.
Yeah, because you were always like,
Calming
Cool under
everyone
pressure.
down and
yeah.
Yeah, like you're cool, calm, cunning. Didn't you use? Were you using curious?
I use curious sometimes. I use it today, and
Yeah.
then like I don't know. Sometimes when we were looking at things, and it was like, oh, well, I was curious, so I inspected it very closely and was able to figure something out about it.
Mhm.
I didn't use a lot of times. My traits ended up not being like useful, but the one that I used was curious. I don't think generous ever came up, but I do feel like that's the thing that Eddie would be. It's just like, you know, when it came to like, it didn't come up a whole lot. So I'm like, maybe not that one.
Would I don't know if this would work. Is influential a trait that someone could have? Because I feel like it goes along with her crowd wise, is that she was like in every situation throughout the series, she found a way to like try to influence people in like a different way than the rest of us were, right?
And like you were saying earlier about learning about people,
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's compassionate.
Oh, compassionate.
I mean, there's also extroverted.
I don't know if extrovert would be.
In terms of crowds and meeting people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, compassionate works.
That's why I was going with friendly. I was just trying to find like a word that made.
Compassionate, calm. Yeah. Any of those sound good?
Huh? Yeah, I like both of them. I'm just like
Empathetic.
debating.
Yeah. I like compassionate. I think compassionate fits the best.
Yeah.
But it's up to you.
Let's do that one. I like it. Because I sort of like calm, but I also feel like Eddie's the kind of person who's just like calm on the exterior and internally freaking out. Like, oh shit.
That's fair.
Like a duck.
I can see that.
And then it's my turn. Each character individually, I get to discuss. I get to recall heroic or unheroic action you've taken, and then I may change one trait into another.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Brandon. You running into all of your lovers and you knowing everybody around was just super good. I love that a lot.
I did too.
So I think I'm going to give you the wise trait because you were always it got you into trouble as much as it did help you. But you always feel like you have a lesson you want to impart to people and they want to listen to you. Whether or not it actually works or not, it's a whole other matter. So I'm going to give you the wise trait.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because even if you aren't wise, you think you are.
Exactly. That's what
and
makes
I love
it.
it. And he's like the elder mouse. I love it. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yeah. All right.
It's very suiting for Brandon.
Timmy, you have 10 million traits.
I know. Timmy's had a rough life.
Yeah. You can only have 5 traits maximum.
Oh, okay.
Some of these have to be trimmed down.
You can get rid of whichever ones you want.
I think I'm gonna remove the musk. I think that's gonna go away.
Okay. Well, it's been a
enough.
couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
No longer
I'll
smell.
remove it.
Unless you're literally going out and finding like weasel men.
Yeah. Now the hard part of it is like,
Probably the missing ear one, the scarred.
yeah, probably scarred. Hasn't really came up too much.
Okay. Removing. The other ones came up kind of evenly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But like, you are definitely small, and like,
I'm tiny.
yeah, the rest of your. For me, it's like the rest of your traits are very similar, and that's why it's like
The brave and the leader one.
brave, leader, and yeah, and even I can't remove driven because I think you just got it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would probably. I don't know. You're definitely more of the leader. But then that means I have to get rid of brave, and that doesn't seem right. Then maybe I guess then it has to be natural bearings, which is the only other one that's like doesn't really fit the rest of the. I don't know. What do you think? This is tough.
Yeah.
I don't really care. We can just leave it as is, I guess. It's too hard. It's too tough. Your character's too good that I really have a hard time picking between them. To tell you the truth.
Well, I could get rid of brave or leader. One of those if you really want to.
Well, maybe we could remove, if you want. Maybe we can do the other end of not changing anything. What if we removed them or we remove brave and leader and we combine it into one?
Ooh, okay.
right? But like, I'm not sure what that would be. It's like leader is definitely
Let's see.
like commanding, right?
Well, I think like Timmy's goal is
Imposing?
to become the patrol leader. I think that's
Yeah.
what his goal is.
Sure.
So we could maybe get rid of leader, and then maybe next season Timmy becomes like the patrol leader, because we still need a patrol leader.
Oh yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Let's do that.
Okay.
Brandon and Rockford, you both argue too damn much. We're making Timmy the leader.
Shit, that's so smart. I didn't even think of that. That's brilliant.
I think there's other things that happen whenever you become patrol leader, but we'll have to look into that.
Yeah. And let's see, Eddie. Compassionate, curious, thoughtful. So you just got compassionate. Think about how I would change curious. Are you more like because I don't think you're more like inquisitive. I'm looking at the list of names of traits to get an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe young. So much that you're youthful and want to learn more, but not quite naive.
I'm not naive. I just a lot of things I don't know.
Yeah.
Like fledgling?
Yeah, like.
Well, tender paw is like the thing is normally what you would use, but
I don't know. I'm having a hard time
not
like replacing curious. Yeah.
I'm not a tender paw anymore.
maybe it's a new trait that she gets instead.
You have to change it, or you can add one.
No, I can either modify or remove. I can't add a new one.
Oh, you can't add a new one?
No. I don't know. I'm having a hard time replacing curious because like they all seem pretty good.
I feel like you use curious quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
the
thinking
traits
is
I
like,
use.
yeah, that's like one of the major ones you've used.
That's why we replaced generous, because I like never used it, but I only had
Yeah.
the 2, so
Yeah.
I think you should level up that curious.
Yeah. I may change a trait from one to another of my choosing, but I may, which means I don't have to. I think I will. I think they're good.
cool.
Yeah, and then we talk about promotion. And I think you're all are guard mice, so I think the big one is, or you're all patrol guard. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Timmy, right?
Eddie is a guard mouse, and
Yeah.
Brandon and Timmy are patrol guards.
Yeah, I'm guard mouse.
Okay. Well, let's read about guard mouse to patrol guard. Guard mice are promoted to patrol guard when they've been in service for a guard for a couple of years and they've exhibited independent thinking while on missions and then mastery in multiple areas. I don't think that's true for you yet.
I've only been on patrol for like 1 year.
Yeah, and there were plenty of bumps in this season.
Okay, and then the patrol guard to patrol leader would be
Brandon is a patrol guard, right? Okay,
Mhm.
So patrol guard to patrol leader. Patrol guards are veteran guard mice. They've been in the service for a number of years and represent the pool of the next crop of leaders. This promotion is highly situational. In times of need, Gwendolyn is forced to trust her instincts. In better times, they're given chances to prove themselves, undertaking leading missions for Gwendolyn. This process can take a number of years. If a patrol guard could demonstrate that they're adaptable, flexible, and capable of handling unforeseen situations when in the field, they're almost always guaranteed a spot as patrol leader. A patrol guard will not be promoted if he has demonstrated recklessness while on patrol, callousness to other mice, or disregard to the spirit of the guard's oath.
Mm.
So the thing that I think is holding us back is the whole Port Sumac situation.
Yeah.
And that bungle.
What about it? What did Bard do exactly?
But you did. Okay, so you had the special mission, right? You had the special mission of taking the prisoner back to Port Sumac, right? Which you did successfully.
Yes.
It just so happened that afterwards things fell apart.
Well, there was a lot of stuff going on in Port Sumac. There were guardsmen. Well, there were people who were posing as guards. Like they were trying to have their own.
Oh yeah, Darkwater. No, Darkwater was like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Port Sumac was the Raven and the Council and the trade deal.
Well, there's some people doing some shady stuff.
Yeah. Well, you were, I guess. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, they would promote you, but I feel like it was.
Also, someone else took the blame for that, not us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Her friend did, Kendrick.
Oh
yeah,
my
Kendrick
God,
took
you're
the blame
absolutely
for it,
right.
but did she know we were involved still? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way your name wasn't going to be known to Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no downfall to you. So I guess yeah, I think because of that there was no blowback. You'll be promoted to patrol leader.
I think as well.
But I think it's one of those things.
It's kind of cool too because Timmy just got like coat of the guard mounts as a wise like.
Yeah.
And like I reckon Brandon he would finally take advantage of that, having Gwendolyn as a friend as well, and definitely recommend Timmy. Like, if they're back in thing, I imagine they'd meet up at some point. They both trained under the same person, so.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
Whee.
All right, and then that is it. The only last thing to do would be like unfinished business, which is sort of like we don't really have to like do too much about it, but this is sort of like kind of just thinking about things about next year that are important that we want to see.
I think Timmy still wants to get kind of like revenge.
Yeah, sure, on the Weasels.
Arrow, which is like Mistress Kira's head guard, who was the one who like killed my father. Well,
yeah. Well, hell yeah, makes sense.
I think Brandon would want to sort out the things up north. Like, it pains him that his hometown and the nearby cities are all anti-guard.
Yeah.
And revolutionary.
I think Timmy would definitely want to figure out what's going on with that too. Not only just up north, but like clearly it's spread on both coasts because it's like it's south and the north. It's basically the outlying like towns.
Yeah, the further you get from Lockhaven.
Yeah, I guess figuring out who's handing out those pamphlets, figuring out like more of that story.
I absolutely think Eddie would definitely also want that, especially because she just promised Connor basically that she would.
Oh, who that lady is. We need to figure out who Larkin's lady friend is.
Yeah.
That he's helping.
Yeah. So it seems like next year would be the year of revenge. Comeuppance,
yeah. The year of comeuppance.
So good shit. And then hopefully the guard prevails.
He did it. He said it.
That's the thing.
He said the thing. Yeah.
All right then. That is the game. That's Mouse Guards.
Cool.
Yay.
Yay. Well, you guys, why don't we go round? This was the finale. So we'll go round. We'll say hi to everyone. Let us know who you are. We can find you online. All that good stuff. And yeah, maybe what was your highlight of the season? If there was one, that'd be a good thing to hear. We'll go reverse order this time. So we'll start with you, Eris.
Hello, I am Eris, or Animus Panthera, pretty much everywhere. I'm a real-life zoologist, and I love cosplay and tabletop RPGs, and I love to talk about all three of those things. So if you ever want to chat, hit me up on Twitter. Oh God, just for favorite things is hard, because like so much good stuff happened. Definitely the whole drama in Port Sumac, like definitely didn't expect that situation to explode, and then we like installed a puppet government basically. Oops.
Hey,
really
but
fun.
now we have them in our favor.
Whoops. Okay, next round we have Margaret Crone. Oh, hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. My schedule is going to be a little bit interesting in the next couple months, but I will always let everybody know in the pin post on my Twitter what my schedule is. And as is currently, I'm playing like about 7 campaigns a week. So if you want to come check out more tabletop RPGs, I got you. And I upload new gameplay videos every single day. And Vlogmas is starting. So I will be doing vlogs every single day of December up until Christmas. So come check it out. Listen to my ramblings and my terrible life. Have fun with that. And I think that's kind of all I got.
Sounds amazing. Favorite moment from the season?
What was that?
Favorite
Oh,
moment?
my favorite moment. I want to say my favorite moment was when Brandon was hitting on the lady in the bar. And then Suzanne showed up. Like, I know that has nothing to do with any of the other things, but it's like the foreshadowing of like the Susan conflict before, and like just Timmy learning about love. Maybe someday Timmy will have a girlfriend, and that will be adorable.
Before we go to Eric, my favorite thing of the season, I think, was the prisoner NPC. Just like the way you played him, like opened up a new style of NPC to me, just as a movable rock of like beliefs and stuff that we eventually could sway to a degree, but like even when we succeed, like you only get like, yeah, okay, you can have some. Like, you know, like I was...
I'm glad you like that.
I did. I really did.
Yeah. I channel a lot of that stuff when I play clerics and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Eric.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris. I was the Maestro for the season of Mouse Guards. And what a game. My favorite moment. I didn't enjoy how y'all fucking walloped me in every conflict.
That's all RNG though.
Just kidding. But you know, I really liked our episode with the Weasel Prince's Revenge, with the pumpkins and everybody. Just that whole episode really tied up together. I don't know, like in terms of I
like how they went back into the thing afterwards, like the two guys that we were like, oh, so good.
Yeah. These were all really good. I was thinking about the times when we spent like a half an hour figuring out what our plan was going to do to get the mailbag back from the crows. Just thinking about that shit, it's like
our indecisiveness.
Yeah, like I'm so sorry, chat, that you have to watch like us deliberating, but like us in the moment is just like so goddamn juicy, because you're like, I don't know, do do we risk the B? I don't know if we risk Millie to go up there and get the B. You know what I mean? Like we're doing the
Millie
whole, like, back and
freaking
forth. I live-
MVP though. She carried
Yeah.
that bag down.
So like I love for that stuff. I thought it was actually a really good example, that episode particularly, about how much like how our characters are, what they would choose to do in that situation.
And we
to
made
make-
shiny rocks
it.
to
Yeah.
distract the crows.
Yeah, and like and how these types of games really try to like piece together that like mechanical board game. I need to get the most dice and like what my character would do, and then it's like surprise, it's the same thing, or it makes you feel really sad at the end, which is also its own victory.
Yeah.
So it's like it was a nice little twist. This was a really good campaign. I'm definitely going to, whenever it asks me hey, what's a good example of a mouse guard campaign, I'm gonna be like this one.
Yeah. I want to play Little Timmy again.
So
Yeah.
I would love it.
Cool. Well, that just leaves me, everyone. Like I said, I've already given my favorite part was the NPCs, but truly, I think we all played amazing characters. We also have to give a shout out as well to Alicia, who unfortunately couldn't be here for the last 2 episodes. She's come down with something. But I'll give her a shout out. We all played amazing characters. It was the interactions with Alicia and stuff earlier on provided a lot of comedy, and later on
It made Brandon who he was, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like his first new belief was that people can't be dealt with purely because of Rockford. It was amazing.
I think maybe if Rockford was still here, Rockford might have become our patrol leader from seeing our previous interactions. I could see that going that way.
Yeah. Anyway, as for me, here are some social links. Check out my Discord, my Twitter, and my YouTube. YouTube to catch up, Discord to be part of the community, and Twitter to get yourself a game. Send me a DM right now. I am looking for people for the last 20 games of my 40-game Christmas Bonanza. So check that out.
Which is just nuts.
Teehee. What else have I got? I've got a Patreon. Go and check out my Patreon. There's free stuff and exclusive stuff, merch. Cyber Monday I think is pretty much over everywhere now, so I won't bother giving you the code for the Cyber Monday deals, but they did have a deal yesterday. Sorry, you missed out, FOMO.
It's still 10 p.m. here.
Oh, is
so,
it? Well, okay.
yeah.
Well, if it is still 10 p.m. there, if you use the code Cyber30 or 30Cyber,
We've got 2 more hours.
you've got 2 hours to get 30% off all of their merch. That's site-wide, so yeah. I also have 2 sponsors in typing in Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mageham Press. Both of them create amazing content, amazing games, amazing modules, and all that wonderful stuff. We are gonna head over and say hi to Bangela or Angie, who's one of the artists. She's just recently come back from a break. She's just opened her commissions and she started streaming her work again. So we're gonna go and show some support. Do we have a raid cry?
The Guard Prevails.
The Guard Prevails. That is perfect. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna miss playing. I love Mouse Guard so much.
It's cute.
Game.
There it is, with and without Scrat Hype.
Next December, we do season 2. Next December, the comeuppance.
Wind down for the Christmas period. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to start that raid cooldown. There we go. Yeah, everyone, we're live Mondays to Thursdays, 1 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. for the next 2 or 3 weeks as we come to the wind down of and conclusion of all our shows. And then at Christmas, between the 23rd of December and the 4th of January, we'll be doing... it was 40, it's actually 41 now, but one of them's not on my channel. So I'll be participating in 41 games in 13 days. So it'd be great to see you then. Until next time, keep evoking emotions. Bye!